Live from downtown Memphis, Tennessee, the largest single-day fundraiser for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Flo Sports is proud to bring you this special live broadcast. The 2025 St. Jude Memphis Marathon Weekend presented by Juice Plus.
And you are taking a look at the campus of St. Jude Children's Research Hospital right here in Memphis, Tennessee, the ever-expanding campus, I should say. New building going up all the time as they try to raise funds to work to build a base that can help solve cancer not only here in Memphis and the surrounding area, but around the world. We are live on Union Avenue and B.B. King, an historic corner right here in Memphis. What you're looking at right now is the start line at Beale Street and over by FedEx Forum, not about quarter of a mile from here as the runners line up. We are expecting more than 22,000 runners to participate in the race today. Hi, I'm Jarvis Greer, one of your hosts, Gary Anderson, joining me here right now. And Red, this is just a great day. Not as cold as it was last year. A great day to have all these people converge on downtown Memphis for an absolutely fantastic cause.
Absolutely. This is the place to be today. Here in Memphis and worldwide, we've got all 50 states represented, 97 countries, as you said, 22,000 people here in Memphis, but we've also got 1,000 people or more participating virtually in this race. So just a major event. Like you said, the biggest fundraiser, single-day fundraiser for St. Jude. They're hoping to raise $16 million this event alone. And
if the fundraising goal is achieved, they started this race in 2002. If they reach their goal this year, that'll be more than $170 million raised by this event alone for St. Jude. Just an incredible event. You can see the runners. Some of them have started early. They started a couple, I think the 10K, or there's a couple of other races that start earlier here. Some of them have just finished, and they've gotten their medals, but we're just about getting ready to start the big marathon, which is, you ever run a marathon, Red?
Do I look like I've run a marathon, Jarvis?
No, well, I don't know. You look pretty good, slim and trim to me. I haven't run one. No. The most I've ever run, the longest distance I've ever run is 5 miles, and that was enough.
The only time I'm running is if someone is chasing me.
But we have donated to St. Jude. And,
absolutely.
You can donate at home. We've got a QR code that you can go to donate at your leisure on your couch. There it is right there on your screen. Just pick up your cell phone and snap a picture right there, and it'll tell you how exactly you can do to donate. You know that more than $2.5 billion was raised annually for the last several years by St. Jude. And that comes from people like you sitting at home watching this right now. And the average donation is really around $25. So just think how many people that takes to raise $2.5 billion. And so you can do that yourself. And is that a Pikachu character? I have no idea what that is right there, but
I have no idea.
It's something that you'll see plenty of characters along the race route today, and it's really a super fun event.
It really is, but we have to remember why we're here.
Right.
Over 400,000 children each year diagnosed with cancer, and the funds that this event raises, it helps to take care of all of those children and improve the survival rates globally, because we're not just helping kids here in Memphis, we're helping kids worldwide, and that's the reason we're here and the reason for St. Jude.
Yeah, you're seeing some of the runners come in behind us. They were from the 5K and 10K that were started earlier before the main marathon. And it's just it's been such a wonderful thing to see all these people come out. And, they're not just running for themselves. We have St. Jude heroes that are here. Mm-hmm. The St. Jude heroes are people that not only fundraise in their off time leading up to the event, but they also participate in the race. And we had a big pasta party last night at the convention center here in downtown Memphis, and it was just full of people that were not only participating, donating their money and finding people to donate with them, but also getting ready to run in it. And they consumed mass quantities of pasta.
Mass quantities.
Yeah, and now they're out here ready to go for the race.
That's right. And just to give you an idea of this race, it goes all through downtown Memphis, and it goes straight through the campus campus of St. Jude. And one of the great things about this is that doctors and patients and families and nurses all there to greet the runners as they make their way through the campus. And most of the runners say that's just a really inspiring part of the race, and this is really a must-do race. I think if you're a runner, this is a must-do race because you're obviously helping to save children. You're getting to see beautiful downtown Memphis and see the campus of St. Jude, and I mean, what more could you want? And to see the faces of the children that you're helping by running this race, I can't imagine.
I can't imagine either. And I also, there's another beautiful face that's out here as a third member of our telecast. Maddie Gardner is at the finish line here in downtown Memphis for the race. And she's looking good and waving at everybody. And Maddie, what's it look like where you are?
Oh, it looks incredible, but it feels even better. I'm not talking about the cold. We're all cold. We get it. But the energy at the finish line is just incredible. And, of course, you're going to find me next to the hardware, next to the medals. Take a look. The 5K and 10K finishers are coming by and grabbing those green and purple medals. And then our half marathoners will grab the blue, and our full marathon runners are going home with red medals. You can see some of the 10K finishers are coming through. This guy's wearing a full suit. He's business casual for the 10K this morning. Check him out. A lot of costumes, a lot of people are emotional when they come through the finish line. They've finished the race, of course, but they're also here for St. Jude, and they're really excited to cross the finish line, some of them sharing their stories. You can see there are fans here. We have cheerleaders. If we can walk this way a little bit. Can we get some noise for the broadcast? Let's go. They've been here lined up early, ready to see maybe friends and family members cross or random strangers cross the finish line. We're just cheering for everyone who's out here running for the kids today. Now, where are you guys from?
Memphis.
From Memphis. Yes, and now you're just cheering for everyone.
Everyone, but we're waiting on our friends.
Okay, and what race are they running?
They're running the 10K, Jay and Pat McKinney. Woo!
All right, Jay and Pat. Well, the 10K finishers are coming through, so we'll see if we can catch up. After they come through the finish line, Carrie and Jarvis, they're coming, they're getting their foil blankets, maybe a snack, and taking all the pictures to celebrate their finish. Sir, if you have a minute, you are the sharpest dressed runner I've ever seen. What's your name?
Smitty.
Smitty, what's up with the outfit? How did you make this choice?
Well, I've been telling people that I got work after this, but really, I lost in fantasy football, and this is my punishment.
He lost a fantasy football bet.
Yeah.
Well, you look great. How was running in this get-up?
It wasn't too bad. Like, it can be warm, so it wasn't too bad.
Well, you look incredible. How do you feel?
Tired, but I'm excited. Me and my friends practice a lot, so I'm excited to be done.
Smitty, why did you decide to run the St. Jude Memphis Marathon this year?
My friends kind of just signed up on a whim, but I mean, it really is, especially running throughout this, like seeing all the kids and all the signs about them. It really just allows us to be grateful for our opportunities and also just keep these people in our prayers.
Smitty, thank you so much for chatting with us today. I mean, definitely best dressed so far. I'm going to call it now, even though we have tens of thousands more runners to see, but I've never seen someone in a suit. Carrie and Jarvis, we're going to keep you updated from the finish line here, talking to some of the runners, talking to some people who have fundraised for St. Jude this year, so come back to me a little bit later on.
Well, Maddie, you said you saw a lot of different characters. We saw somebody look like they were in kind of a Pikachu outfit. I don't know if you saw that. You're over by AutoZone Park, which is just behind us here.
I do believe, and I only know this because I have nieces, that's an ocelota.
Oh, that's what that is.
Oh.
I'm not sure.
An ocelota.
Yeah, and I don't even know what that is, but they just have some stuffed animals that look like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Maddie, we appreciate you joining us down there. I know you'll have so much more for us here on the race today. You're at the finish line, and they're starting to come in behind us right here at our location. We're a couple of blocks away from where Maddie is, but we're at the front end of AutoZone Park, and she's down there near the back end where the outfield would be. But it's just so much that's going on right here in downtown today, downtown Memphis. Of course, you know, we're coming to you from Memphis, but we're being broadcast around the country, and a lot of stations have picked this up because they realize that, hey, you know, this is something we all want to jump into. And we want to show you the race course now and show you where, like, a lot of things are going on. We had the 10K and the 5K. The 10K is just completing. The 5K completed a little bit earlier. This is the half marathon course, Matt, Brett.
Yeah, the half marathon. Of course, we have the full marathon coming up. People are going to be starting that here shortly, and that one, as we talked about, goes through the campus of St. Jude.
And that's really neat. Oh my goodness.
It's, you know, it's really just amazing when you think about what this organization has done. You know, when it was started back in 1962, there's a look at the course map. You know, you look at the campus now, and it's taking over downtown. It's really, they just keep expanding more and more, and the more they expand, the more children they can save. And back in 1962, when they opened, you know, cancer was considered, childhood cancer was considered largely incurable.
Right.
And they have taken the cure rate from 20% to 80% now. So, I mean, that's why we're all here. We want to raise money for St. Jude, and we want to make sure that no child dies from childhood cancer.
Yeah, and you briefly saw a shot of, we have some handicapped runners out here as well. No doubt that they realize the importance of, you know, saving children, catching this disease early. 20% chance of survival when the hospital opened in cancer. Now it's up over 80%. Mm-hmm. You saw the campus itself. There was just like a little 5-star, 5-wing hospital, single floor. Now it covers several city blocks, more than 7,000 employees now, when it started out with just over 500. And so the way that it's grown, there are towers coming out of the ground every day. And you say, well, no, they need doctors, researchers, and all that. And so we're going to tell you a whole lot more about what's going on here at the marathon. The Main Marathon St. Jude Holiday Weekend Marathon is about to start. And before then, we're going to tell you we are live here at Union and BB King as we prepare for the start of the St. Jude Memphis Weekend Holiday Weekend presented by Juice Plus.
Faith is in treatment at St. Jude, and nothing can stop her imagination. Together, we can imagine a world where no child dies from cancer. Please donate today.
Varsity TV, your all-access pass to everything cheer and dance. Stream over 150 live events. Immerse yourself in the thrill of live competitions. Relive every moment with rebroadcasts and replays. Experience the magic again and again. Stay ahead of the game with The League by Varsity All-Star. Follow the points race, get expert insights, and stay updated with the latest news. View scores as they're released and track your team's success throughout the season across the entire country. Unlock the secrets of cheer and dance with our exclusive content.
We have trained for this moment. It does not matter what anybody else has done.
Go behind the scenes, witness the magic, and hear from the best on and off the mat. Subscribe today. Varsity TV, where the spirit of cheer and dance comes to life.
My little miracle is Beckett. You look great. A month after his 3rd birthday, he got diagnosed with ATRT brain cancer. You never think it's going to be you. All you can think of is, the kid's not going to live.
I wish my cancer was gone.
St. Jude, they saved Beckett's life. The fact that they are researching and they are saving these children, it's so important. And St. Jude doesn't bill us for any of it. It's a blessing. We wouldn't be where we are without St. Jude, and in turn, we wouldn't be where we are without those people that have donated.
You can help save the lives of children like Beckett by supporting St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
People that donate are giving our kids a chance to live.
And we're back live in downtown Memphis, just seconds away from the start of the St. Jude Memphis Marathon Holiday Weekend. More than 22,000 racers are getting set to take off. The countdown clock is ticking. We're only about I'd say about a minute away from the start of the race. 15 seconds if we got it. So you could do the countdown yourself as the racers are ready to go.
That's right. They said 22,000 people participating here in Memphis. That includes 1,200 patient family members also participating. And we can't forget about all the volunteers that are here. 4,000 plus volunteers every year here in Memphis to help make this happen. And just an amazing moment we've seen. Let's see. I saw an elf character.
Yes.
Full head to toe elf. Let's see. We had full suit guy.
Yes, right.
Full suit guy. That was good. We
Here they go. We're
had
getting
some
ready.
sort of dinosaur. Yeah, and here they go. The Memphis St. Jude Marathon underway here. This is the 24th marathon here in Memphis. Just an amazing moment. Of course, we're all here to help raise money for St. Jude and make sure that childhood cancer is survivable and curable and treatable, and no family receives a bill from St. Jude. Everything is covered. Travel, housing, food, treatment, everything is covered. And that's the reason we're raising money here
Correct.
for St. Jude.
Yeah, it's not just the treatment that you get. It's the fact that, you still have a family.
Right.
They're wondering, wow, what's going on?
St. Jude.
Yeah, it's not just the treatment that you get. It's the fact that, you still have a family.
Right.
They're wondering, wow, what's going on? How am I going to pay bills? How am I going to do this? And how? That's so much to put on a parent that has a child. It's already tough enough when you have a child that's battling cancer.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have to put on the fact that you still got to pay your mortgage, you still got to do this and that.
Right.
Well, they have housing here for a parent. They have housing, for siblings even when because how you going to find babysitter? How you going to do this and that when you have someone that's in dire need? And St. Jude is not stingy with their protocols and how they do things here. They extend their treatments to all over the world so everyone can have a chance to know and learn and hopefully treat and cure what the doctors here on campus in Memphis, on the St. Jude campus, have been able to do.
And because of St. Jude, 4 out of 5 children will survive cancer. And Jarvis and I both have been touched by cancer,
Yes.
and we know how much it takes to be a part of that world. And I can't imagine having a child.
Yeah, we're
going
old
through
people.
that.
We're
old.
around. We've been around. We've had a chance to live life.
Right, but having a child and having to...
Well, I'm old. You're not old. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I didn't want
right.
to. She's going to hit me in the head later.
Right. Well, so when St. Jude opened in 1962, like we said, childhood cancer was considered largely incurable. But since then, St. Jude has helped push the overall survival rate from 20% to now more than 80%. And we will not stop until no child dies from cancer. And that's the mission of St. Jude. That's the mission of all these people here running today to help raise money for this fabulous institution. And everyone says it's a must race.
Yes, it
is a
is.
must race because it just warms your heart knowing what you're doing to help the children of St. Jude.
And it's been voted, this particular race has been voted the best marathon in Tennessee.
Well, of course it was.
And all the,
Of
you know,
course.
every major city in this state has a marathon of some sort. But this
Exactly.
one's voted the best. Not just because of St. Jude and the cause, but because of the race routes. I mean, the routes for the marathon, the half marathon, you get to run by the Mississippi River. You get to run through the campus of St. Jude itself, which is such a moving thing. The runners all say, they say, this is why we're doing this. Because we get to actually see where our money is going, and we see the results of, and it's come there. Like I said earlier, there are more towers coming out of the ground. There are 2 15-tower stories. The superstructure is done. Now they're just finishing out the buildings. That they've got others that they've cleared ground for, to bring in more doctors, to bring in more researchers. And you got to have office personnel. You got to have people to do this. You got to have drivers and this and that. It's not just the fact that you got, you know, people, chemists and all those. You got all the ancillary people around there, and they all got to get paid. You know,
Right.
so it's not. This doesn't happen for free. And but the fact is, when you're working for a good cause, you work extra hard. And when those runners run through that campus, they see something that just really makes them give that extra to make it all the way through. And one more thing, Red, we are here at the corner of Union and B.B. King in Memphis, right next to AutoZone Park, the baseball stadium, and the Peabody Hotel is right in front of us. now the runners at this point are just now starting to walk toward the start and finish line, to the start line. That's how many runners are here. We saw the start, about 5 minutes ago?
Right.
They're just now getting to this point. That tells you, and there's so many more runners behind them. It is just a throng of people down here running in this race.
Right, like we said, 22,000 people here in Memphis, 1,000 plus worldwide doing it virtually, and just really an amazing. Let's talk about the economic impact here in Memphis. $54 million in an economic impact just here in Memphis, but we're trying to raise $16 million. This event alone raises for St. Jude. That's the goal for this weekend, to raise $16 million, and any amount that you can give helps out St. Jude. $25. We talked about it, a cup of coffee for the week. Maybe not get your cup. Maybe we bring our coffee from home. Bring our coffee from home for a week.
Yes.
Give that $25 to the children of St. Jude to help cure childhood cancer.
It's a wonderful thing. It's easy and simple to do. You see the QR code on your screen right there. That's how you donate. And you can do it, from the comfort of your couch. It's a really simple thing to do. We encourage you all to do it. Definitely hit that QR code and also hit that checkbook, send it to St. Jude.
And it doesn't have to be a large amount. We talked about the $25 is the average amount. $5 is fine. We know that times are tough. Not everybody has extra cash to give, but $5, give $5 to the children of St. Jude and make sure that we can raise those cure rates here in Memphis and worldwide for children facing cancer.
So how did St. Jude get started here in Memphis? Well, we're going to tell you right now. More than 70 years ago, Carrie, Danny Thomas, the actor, remember Danny Thomas? I don't know. I'm old enough to remember the show Make Room for Danny. I don't know if you remember that.
I am not.
I'm old enough to. I saw it live when it was done live. Danny Thomas would come out and do his show. Some of you out there may remember the show, but Danny Thomas, he was then a struggling young entertainer, and he prayed to St. Jude Thaddeus, that the patron saint of hopeless causes, that if he said, help me find my way in life and I will build you a shrine. Because he was just, in Hollywood, he just, it wasn't really working out for him. And for some reason, he got the idea that maybe we can build a hospital. Where will I put it? I want to put it in a place that needs help, where there's things that is going on, where I want to help children. And that was the idea. You have to say divine inspiration if you want. And more than 70 years later, from that promise came the fulfillment of his dream. And that dream, Danny lived to see St. Jude become an international beacon. And it is a beacon of hope for catastrophically ill children from around the world.
Many years ago, I made a fantastic promise.
Help me find my way in life, and I'll build you a shrine.
And now I find that I'm about to make that fantastic dream come true.
The year was 1962. A huge knot came up on my neck. A biopsy revealed that I had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Word came about a new research hospital that had just opened its doors in Memphis, Tennessee. So arrangements were made, and on April the 23rd, 1962, I was carried through the doors of St. Jude. I was one of the first, and my life was changed forever.
If you cure a child with cancer, you give them back 50, 60 years of life. That's not years or decades anymore. You're talking lifetimes. Long life is the goal, but long, healthy life is really the goal.
We got to St. Jude in November of '74. The survival rate for acute lymphocytic leukemia was 5 years, 50%. Now, the survival rate is 94%. They saved my child's life, my only child, and without St. Jude, she wouldn't be here.
St. Jude did such a good job in 1995 of setting me up for that level of success that I've been able to do a lot of really cool stuff. Toured all over the United States. I've played in South America a lot. I've never one time not been able to do that stuff.
I'm alive, get to, just live a full life. I got to go back to high school, and I got to go to college, and I got to do all the fun things that life has to offer. And I get to have my dream job, and I get to work here at St. Jude.
St. Jude le devolvió la vida a mí.
St. Jude me hizo más fuerte, me hizo más
feliz, me hizo más que podía lograr todo.
St. Jude is a tremendous blessing, not only to my family, but to children around the world.
St. Jude created the St. Jude Global Program that basically has that aim of bringing capacity and quality of care to all the children with cancer and other catastrophic diseases wherever they are. The world needed to see a movement, and a movement that it could not stop. Once you start that movement, we're unstoppable, right? And the St. Jude Alliance represents that. We do not stop.
We all have one mission and one goal, that each and every one of us become survivors, that we are able to live, to tell our story.
St. Jude has been a blessing to us, and it has translated to life for our child.
Because of St. Jude, we're here today, and he's thriving.
Our life would be completely different if we didn't have St. Jude.
The fact that we don't receive a bill here at St. Jude is incredible.
I cannot imagine if we were not here. It saved Lucy's life and also saved our family.
St. Jude is a gift. It's a gift from Danny Thomas. It's a gift from the founders who had the vision to think and plan. It's a gift perpetuated by the donors through the years.
The fact that St. Jude will tackle and has tackled previously unthinkable, uncurable diseases. That is an incredible story.
St. Jude is a beacon of hope across our nation and now around the world. And that should give all of us a sense that the future can be brighter, that together we are better.
I need your help. I can't do it alone.
And we're back here live on the corner of BB King and Union, the Memphis St. Jude Marathon Weekend. We've got 22,000 plus of our closest friends. He's Jarvis Greer. I'm Carrie Anderson. We have Maddie out on the race course.
Yes.
And we also have Jared Thomas. He's a reporter here at the local affiliate WMC station, and we're gonna go see what's happening with Jared out on the court.
You can see several hundreds, thousands of people running for a good cause. It's the St. Jude's Memphis Marathon, and this is the fourth group that's taking place. Now, it is cold outside, but this did not stop the runners today. One thing I want you guys to know, we're gonna keep you guys updated all day, because I'll be here supporting for a good cause, not running, but supporting, and everybody else will be running for a good cause. Sending it back to you guys in the studio.
That's great to see, Jared. You see they're all running behind him there. That means that there's still more runners to come. Look in front of us here, Red. The next group of runners is getting up ready to go, and they're still wow, you can't even see the end of them. That's how many runners are out here. Yeah. We want to thank our sponsors, for presenting this, making it available for us to be here and bring the race to you out here across the country. Of course, we got to talk about our presenting sponsor, Juice Plus, that has been with this race since 2002.
Since its inception.
Yes, that's right. And that's something that they stuck with it when they called it, hey, a great little marathon, the St. Jude Memphis Marathon then. But now it has grown to this behemoth that has become right now. Also, for the pasta party last night in the start line, CBiz, Health and Fitness Expo, Landers Auto Group, Patient Family Lounge, Shaw Industries. We've got other sponsors. The VIP was sponsored by who else but FedEx. I would say Blairwood, Memphis, and any of St. Jude and anything be without FedEx. They've donated millions of dollars to lots of great causes, but St. Jude is one of their main causes to help fund. Also an official partner, WMC Action News 5, where we both worked for many years. We worked more than 17 years together, I think, at Action News 5, and our official streaming partner. The one that you're able to see this on is Flow Sports. We want to thank all those entities and people for donating their time, energy, and money to get this on the air.
Absolutely. And now I think we're going to go back and see what Maddie's up to at the finish line. I think, there should be a lot of people coming in at this point.
So many people, hundreds of runners have already crossed in our 5K and 10K races. Of course, you guys at the start line saw the half and full marathon runners take off. We'll see them in just a few faster than you think. But right now I'm with one of our 5K finishers, my friend and co-worker, Taylor Quinn, who works at Varsity Spirit. Varsity Brands is the cheer partner of the St. Jude Memphis Marathon. Taylor, how was that run?
It was, it went a lot better than expected. It was really chilly to start the day out, but the sun's coming out. It's a beautiful day. You couldn't ask for better weather than this, honestly.
How many years have you been a part of this event?
Gosh, I think this is 11 or 12 for me.
Wow.
I'm typically a half marathoner, but this year I'm 29 weeks pregnant, so I dropped down to the 5K, but still happy about the finish.
Did you hear that? 29 weeks pregnant, running the marathon, and she ran the half.
I ran the half with my first son when I was like 9 weeks pregnant.
Yeah.
It wasn't in the cards for me today, but still fun.
Okay, so you have been out here supporting St. Jude for a number of years. Why do you run, Taylor?
Well, when I moved to Memphis, I came here to work for Varsity Spirit, and they have such a great partnership with St. Jude. Like, we've raised, I believe, over $15 million over the years with cheerleaders and dancers across the country. So we've always had a great relationship with St. Jude. And now living in Memphis, it's like you get to live out the mission. We see the hospital when we're going to work every single day. And I mean, I don't see how there's a better cause than St. Jude. Like, no family ever pays. It's incredible, even when I talk to my friends from South Carolina and from all over the country that know about St. Jude and the mission, because a lot of it is because I've been doing it every year since 2013. And they hear about the mission every year, and now they're conditioned to fundraise and donate and tell their friends. So it's the best cause ever, and I wouldn't miss it any year.
Yes, and one of your friends, because you raise awareness, is here and fundraising this year.
That's right. And so she came 5 years ago, and the race unfortunately got canceled, and we still did it anyway. And so it's been 5 years in the making. And so she made it from South Carolina this year, and she's doing the half marathon, and she's raised over $2,000.
I love that. And you are also a hero raising money. Did you meet your fundraising goal this year?
I did. I'm a silver hero. I committed to raise $1,750. I'm at $2,100. And honestly, all it took was one Facebook post showing how pregnant I was, and the dollars started coming in. So that made it a little bit easier. I think people felt bad for me this year.
We don't feel bad. We are so happy that you're here and running. You look great. I'm glad you finished. And we're waiting on Taylor's husband, Patrick, to cross the 10K finish line any minute now.
Yes, be on the lookout for a man dressed like Santa wearing blue jeans.
I don't understand, Taylor.
I could never.
All right, thank you so much for chatting with us. She's got her St. Jude merch on, her scarf. She's got the socks. I don't know if you can see them, but she's ready to go.
Yeah, I've got spirit.
Oh, shoot.
Wow.
Thank you so much. Yeah, guys, it really is. I mean, a lot of spirit out here at the finish line as more and more people cross over. Elated. I would be happy to be running too, to be done running.
Maddie, it's amazing. 29 weeks pregnant.
I feel like a slug.
And Maddie, I have to tell you, Maddie was on our broadcast last year, our telecast last year, and she trooped it out because, I think you were 10 months. You were very, very pregnant by the time it was time to start this thing off. And you weren't running, but you were holding the mic there, and you were holding the fort down on the race course.
No, okay. Yeah, I was about 29 weeks pregnant last year, but I was, definitely not running, Jarvis. I was stationary, sitting down in between the breaks. So we are not built the same.
You trooped it out, though. I mean, I'm telling you, you got to be there in the cold, holding the mic and finding people. So you are moving around some, and but now you got a little present that's 10 months old now, right?
That's right. She is at home this morning. It was a little too cold to bring the baby out to the marathon, but my husband, her dad, is running the half. So we're all out here today supporting St. Jude, and we have a babysitter at home.
Very good, very good. It's just wonderful to see the people come out, no matter what condition they're in, what shape they're in. No,
that's right.
I mean, gee whiz, I cannot imagine that.
No. And I'm looking, we keep talking about the line of runners. They're still coming. half of them, they have not even started yet.
It's amazing.
And they're just all the way down BB King, still waiting to start this race. But it's just an amazing cause, and everyone talks about how it's a must-do race, and it's the #1 ranked race here in Tennessee because, of course, it is, because it's a great cause. It just touches your heart, and really just a top-notch organization here in Memphis. But they also talk about the cheering sections here in Memphis. The crowd support is amazing. We have 65 cheer stations along the race route, including right on campus. You've got doctors, nurses, patients, families cheering on these runners who are out here raising money for St. Jude, hoping to help raise a total of $16 million. This event alone is the largest single-day fundraising event for St. Jude right here in Memphis, but people participating all over the world. We've got 1,000+ people participating virtually. So 65 countries represented here. 97 countries. 97 countries represented, all 50 states, whether they're here, whether they're running in their home state. Just people participating and doing what they can to help support St. Jude.
And as the runners continually pass through the start line here in Memphis, we're going to take a break right now. But when we come back, we're going to have a patient story to tell you. But right now, let's take a break here on the St. Jude Memphis Marathon Weekend presented by Juice Plus.
My daughter Madeline was diagnosed with cancer at the age of 12. She loves Christmas.
Well done, Maddie. Great
I want to give her
job.
an amazing Christmas. Being able to
Absolutely.
be here with her, it is such a gift. Gratitude is not a big enough word for it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Varsity TV studio. The 2025 Cheer Sport National Championship.
Why be at the forefront of childhood cancer research? At St. Jude, we do it so Hunter can climb his favorite tree again. So Faith can ride her bike in the warm night air. And Miguel gets more story time with Mama. We do it because every innovation we make is a moment we give to children with cancer everywhere. But we can't do it without you. Help St. Jude give children with cancer more moments. Moments that can last a lifetime.
Welcome back to the St. Jude Memphis Marathon Weekend presented by Juice Plus. You're looking at the thousands of runners still waiting their turn to take off on the course here in downtown Memphis. More than 22,000 runners are taking part this year. We're hoping to raise more than $16 million for this event alone. It's a standalone event. It's raised more than $170 million since its inception back in 2002. Each year, an estimated 400,000 children worldwide develop cancer. That's a large number.
That's a lot.
Okay, and the funds that this event raises help St. Jude reach more of those children to improve the survival rate globally. Like we said earlier, St. Jude is not stingy with its medicines and its treatment. It sends it out all over the world. It can't be everywhere, and we know that everybody can't get to Memphis to be treated at the hospital. So they outsource what they learn, what they know, and the protocols and the procedures to help help doctors be able to save children around the world.
That's right. And of course, this all takes money, funds.
Yes.
But the good thing is that no family ever receives a bill from St. Jude for treatment, for travel, housing, or food. That's so they can focus on getting their child well. And that's what this is all about. And I think I think I see the end of the runners coming here. We've actually reached the last grouping of people coming here.
24 minutes after the official start of the race.
Right.
That shows you how many people it is. And this is not a small street now. This is on B.B. King. And it's between the Peabody and AutoZone Park right here behind us. And it's just so many people that have decided to give not only of their time, but to put their feet to the street, so to speak, and also to give their money for St. Jude to keep this operation going. And it is one heck of an operation.
Right.
We showed you earlier on our aerial view what the campus looks like. It did not have the new towers that are going up. They've also cleared some land next to the hospital where more towers are going to be built. When this started, you saw in the piece with Danny Thomas, who founded the hospital, that there you see on your screen right now, you see what the campus looks like, and you can't even really see where the original building was. You see the red St. Jude logo on the side of the building right there. Well, right in front of that is where the original little 5-wing hospital was built, and it's all grown from this. And now you can see on the left side of your screen where the two towers are. The superstructure's up there enclosing the outside, and they're working on the inside of the building now. It's just amazing to see what they've done. There were maybe 500 people, 150 people when the hospital first opened its doors in 1962. Now there are more than 7,000 people that work on that campus. It's like a city unto itself.
Right. And now you saw that QR code. It's popped up there now. We want you to take your phone, get it out, scan that QR code, and that's your way to donate, because we want $16 million this weekend. That's the goal for this weekend. This is the largest single-day fundraising event for St. Jude. You talked about how many people were the original St. Jude. Mm-hmm. The amount of patients and cost for these people, we want to make sure they get everything they need. But it's all about the patients, and we have a patient story here. Matthew's cancer treatment is now several years behind him, and that is a good thing. Life is back to normal. But back when St. Jude was started back in 1962, the survival rate for his type of cancer was only at 4%.
4%, wow.
4%. Now St. Jude has achieved a 94% survival rate for lymphoblastic leukemia, and they won't stop until no child has cancer.
In September of 2017, we thought he had a cold. We took him to the doctor, and they drew blood and took an x-ray. And unfortunately, they found a mass. It's just a shocker when you find out your kid has cancer.
Having a child with cancer, it reminded us not to take anything for granted. And I hope that we continue to remember how precious life is and how precious our son is.
You need another kiss?
For so long, St. Jude was normal.
Good morning. How are you feeling today?
For over 2.5 years, we came to St. Jude every week, and it was our life.
Oh!
He's been off treatment for 4 years now, and life is pretty much normal. We hang out as a family, find joy in the little things.
living out in the country, enjoying life. St. Jude reminded us that, you know, life can change in a minute. Because it did.
She just wants to make sure it's in.
It is so far removed, treatment is. It can be easy to forget. He hasn't always been healthy. There was a time where he was fighting for his life.
I hate that he went through that stuff, but, you know, it's probably made him understand a few things that he would never understand in his lifetime since he's been through it.
The most important thing is my son, my family, and it's hard to imagine what life would be like without St. Jude. St. Jude is always going to be a part of our life. We look back, but we also look forward. We look forward to the future together, and we're thankful for that.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital really is leading the way in the way they treat and defeat childhood cancer and other life-threatening diseases. Every child deserves a chance at their best life and to celebrate every moment. And when you give to St. Jude, you can give kids with cancer around the world that chance. Together, we can save more lives. You know, treatments developed at St. Jude have helped raise awareness for their survival for children with cancer in the United States, where it's 4 out of 5 children in the United States will survive cancer, and that's just an amazing stat when you think about it.
It's amazing the things that they do. You know, I've got a personal connection to St. Jude. My wife, Emily Greer, worked there for 30 years at ALSAC, American Lebanese Syrian Associated Charities. They raised the money for the doctors at the hospital, and she got to work with both. We have to mention Richard Shadiak and Dick Shadiak, 2 of the CEOs of the hospital. Richard Shadiak turned the first spade of dirt for the hospital with Danny Thomas, you know, because both are Lebanese, and they came together and decided they were going to do this right here in Memphis. And then Dick Shadiak came on later to take over after his father retired, after a couple of interims. And it was a labor of love for that family, and it was a labor of love for my wife. She saw it go from raising more than $100 million to now the $2.5 billion that it raises every year. And shout out to Emily. I have to say that because it's just, you know, when you do that and you work so long, and then you got a chance to go through the hospital and see what they do. It doesn't matter the hours or the times or the functions or the things you have to go through to be able to get and ask people. It's a good ask.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a good, when you go on the road, she's been to Seattle. She's been to in places in Texas. She's been to the East Coast. So all over the place and with your hand out saying, we need help for the children here, for the doctors at St. Jude. Do what they do. And, boy, when they do what they do it right.
Right. We had Rick on last year. We'll have Icon on, the new CEO here a little bit later. But when St. Jude opened in 1962, childhood cancer was considered largely incurable. And they have helped push the overall survival rate from 20% to now over 80%, and won't stop until no child dies of childhood cancer. And they receive customized care, and that's the great thing. Customized care to treat childhood cancer and other life-threatening diseases, and no matter what barriers they face, children will receive the care they need right here in Memphis. And the cures and the treatments that they develop here in Memphis can go all over the world to help children no matter what they're facing.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing. And also we've talked about, you know, the Shadiaks who put up their sweat equity in helping get this built. Now we're going to talk to the CFO, Chief Financial Officer of St. Jude, and Maddie is out on the race course, and I believe she is going to have a talk with the CFO. Right, Maddie?
Absolutely. That's right. This is Kara Getter. She is the CFO of All Sac St. Jude. That's the fundraising and awareness arm of St. Jude. Just finished the 10K, her first time running in this race. How do you feel right now?
Oh my gosh, I feel amazing. It's just so freeing. My heart is full. Of course, I'm a little tired, but it doesn't matter because as I was running, I saw all of the signs of whether it was bereaved families or families that have children and are thriving and now adults. It just kept me going. It was so motivating. Life-changing. It's the best thing I've done in a very long time.
And you've been with All Sac since 2019. What made you want to run the race this year?
Well, you know, I've been with the organization for 6 years. Something about this year was different. I've been here, and as I continue to get to know the families and the children of St. Jude, you just want to be a part of what's going on. It makes your job even that much bigger. I mean, I'm the CFO, so I get to steward the dollars that these donors are so willing to give us. And, you know, I don't work for stockholders. I work for those little kids in the little red wagons, and I work for the donors who are willing to give us their money. And to be with them today was a feeling that I don't even know if I can describe in words.
So many runners say their favorite part of the race is running through campus. Obviously, that is a place you're very familiar with. What was that experience like for you on this end of the race?
Well, seeing patients and families rooting for us, and then seeing our colleagues at ALSAC and all of the nurses and the doctors on the other side from St. Jude, it just made me feel like something so much bigger than me. I love this job. It's so purpose-driven, but it's one that if I could work my way out of, I would. And so when I was running through the campus, it just reminded me of 6 years ago when I decided to move to Memphis from Houston. It made the reason why I said yes just so real. And so I felt it. My heart is so full right now, I can't even explain.
Well, we're going to let you go in just a minute, but you know, this is an important day for the finances of St. Jude, the largest single-day fundraiser for the hospital. What's your message to everyone who's raised money today, and why is it important?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Danny Thomas, our founder Danny Thomas, made a quote that said, "We'd rather have $1 from 1 million people than $1 million from one." And although these numbers look really beautiful up on screens and on slides and things, it's not about how beautiful they look. It's about what they represent and what they're going to do for the kids and families of St. Jude.
Well, Kira, thank you. It was a pleasure to meet you. Congratulations on your 10K finish, and thanks for chatting with us today.
Have a good rest of the day.
Yes, such an important day, of course, for the hospital, but really, like Kira said, this is all for the patients and the families who are at St. Jude.
That's right, and I think she put it perfectly. You'd rather have $1 from 1 million people than $1 million from one. So that's a good reminder that every amount counts, and every amount will go to the children here at St. Jude. And of course, we want to talk about the amount of people here in Memphis, 22,000 plus running in this race. We have 1,000 plus running virtually elsewhere around the world. We've got all 50 states are represented and 97 countries represented. We have 4,000 plus volunteers helping to make this weekend what it is, and we got some wind, so
yeah,
we got having a moment.
We're outside. What do you expect? And you know, we're like it's 37 past the top of the hour, and we just a couple of minutes ago had the last group go through. So the street in front of us is finally cleared up a little bit, but it took almost 30 minutes to get the 22,000 plus runners off on this course. It's just an amazing thing to see, just waves and waves and waves of people that come through. And as you mentioned, you know, the 4,000 volunteers, you know, there's 65 cheer stations. When I was driving in today, I live downtown, so fortunately I was able to see come along some of the race course. And this, you know, the sun's not even up. It's about 5 a.m. and there's all these people out there, and they're miles from where the runners will be coming from eventually, down on Riverside Drive, right next to the Mississippi River. And there's like hundreds of people there at station after station, and they won't see anybody for a couple of hours. So, you know, that's really, really, really something.
You know what I noticed was when I pulled into the parking garage, I thought, Look at all these people. They're all so happy to
Yes.
be running. And I think that says something about this race, and this race was voted as the top marathon in the state of Tennessee, and that's why, is because people are excited to do this because of the cause, and the cause is the patients of St. Jude, and we want to make sure that we get every dollar we can this weekend. They want $16 million raised, the largest single-day fundraiser for St. Jude, the St. Jude Memphis Marathon Weekend here in Memphis.
Yeah, as you see, now all the runners had passed by us. They were walking to go to the start line. This is the last group you're seeing right now at the starting line. They are just about ready to go. So it's taken 37 minutes to get everybody started through this race, and we want to wish them a whole lot of luck. And when we come back here on the St. Jude Memphis Marathon Weekend presented by Juice Plus, we'll have much more on the fundraising story behind this event. You're watching the St. Jude Memphis Marathon Weekend. We'll be back in just a few. Presented by Juice Plus.
Every action has a reaction. Here at St. Jude, the act of giving sets off something extraordinary. A chain reaction that fuels hope and progress. Each donation powers research that could help accelerate breakthroughs and lead to the discovery of more life-saving cures. Join the mission. Be the spark. Support St. Jude today.
Like a bull in the ring, you're about to get squashed.
Why be at the forefront of childhood cancer research? At St. Jude, we do it because every innovation we make is a moment we give to children with cancer everywhere. But we can't do it without you. Help St. Jude give children with cancer more moments. Moments that can last a lifetime.
Exactly. It's absolutely worth it.
And we are live. Welcome back to St. Jude Marathon Memphis Weekend. We are at the finish line of the marathon. I'm with one of the 10K finishers, Lauren Salambini. She is Miss Volunteer America for 2025. Lauren, it is a pleasure to meet you. How do you feel right now? You just finished the 10K.
I feel great. I feel like it's a blessing to be able to move my body in the way that I can, and being able to dedicate it to such an incredible cause is so incredible.
And she told me just moments ago that she's coming back next year and she's going to win the 10K race. So we'll see you again next year, Lauren. Tell me, what is Miss Volunteer America?
So it's a newer pageant. I'm the 4th national title holder, and as Miss Volunteer America, I get to be a national brand ambassador for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. I've successfully raised over $13,000 for St. Jude. I've been able to fundraise and work with them hand in hand, go tour campus, and really just share the message of St. Jude. And it's been so incredible and so heartwarming to be a part of a cause that's so much greater than myself.
And why St. Jude? What does this mean to you?
I think the Miss Volunteer America heart just aligns perfectly with the morals and the roles of St. Jude, and so it's been an honor to work with them and just see the growth that's coming, because it's truly life-changing.
And how was the race today? And how are you feeling running through the course? What was keeping you going and motivated?
Right before the second mile, you're running through the campus, and there is just lines of families and patients, and I think that was my motivator, because I realized what I'm doing this for. No matter how tired I am, I'm not in the worst of it, and so really just keeping a positive mindset and pushing through is really key to successfully finishing the race.
And you are on a tour with your new title, so tell me where you've been and where you're going next.
I mean, I've been to 15 states so far. I'm going to DC next week to work with the Salvation Army, and then I'll be back in Tennessee the week after that. So I'm busy. I'm traveling the country as a 19-year-old, and I'm loving it.
Well, Lauren, thank you for taking some time to chat with us today. Congratulations on your finish, raising $13,000 for the kids at St. Jude. That's truly incredible.
Thank you so much.
Guys, I mean, you hear stories like this. Lauren is just one of tens of thousands of people who have raised money today, and it's why we're all here.
Yeah, it's really something. You know, she talks about, you know, I did the race, you know, I'm kind of hurting a little bit, but I feel great. And that's the thing about it. You know, sometimes you gotta hurt. You gotta feel some pain. And sometimes it's kind of painful to reach in your wallet and pull some money out to give to a cause that may not affect you directly, but you're helping someone in need. The money is well spent. We're seeing sweat equity out here today by all the runners. And, you know, now we want the people at home to give a little sweat equity and say, oh, I don't know if I can do it. I can reach in my pocket, pull out. Yeah, okay, I'll do it. You hit that QR code, and you'll see the QR code again. We'll run it throughout the program here today to show how you can donate to St. Jude and, you know, make the dream alive, stay alive, and continue to be alive.
Right, and she said, you know, even though she was hurting a little bit, she's not in the throes of cancer treatment. So, I mean, that's, when you think about it, I'm sure a lot of people are getting a little perspective out here, especially when they're going through the campus. You see the faces of the kids are out there cheering you on, and the doctors and the nurses and the families cheering on these runners. But I'm sure that puts it into perspective a little bit. It reminds you what you're out here for.
Yeah, and there's so much to think about, you know, and that's what you think about when you're hurting coming around mile 13, or when you're pulling that hill on Riverside Drive going up to the top. It's you know, there's so many things that I don't think I can make it. I don't know. It's not that windy a day today, but there is some hills in this course around and through downtown. And then when you get to the campus and you see the buildings and you see the families that are out there that have children that are in the hospital and that are going through this, and I can make it. I'm doing this for them. It's not for you. You're doing it for them. And when you do something, you make a selfless act like that, it makes you feel that much better.
Yeah, 22,000 people plus here racing in Memphis, 1,000 plus virtually. So that just tells you what this organization means to not only Memphis, but this country and the whole world, really. We've got 97 countries represented, all 50 states. So everyone is here for the children and here to raise money for this very important organization, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
And you know, you never know what your actions today will impact the future. How will it impact the future, and how will it impact the people around you? For the family of St. Jude patient James, that especially rings true, since his great-great-grandfather now was one of the first fundraisers to make sure St. Jude, the dream of St. Jude, becomes a reality.
Legacy is what you leave behind. We're all here for a short while, and what's going to be your mark? What's going to be what you're remembered by?
My grandfather was very much a believer in the American dream. As a Lebanese American, he was very proud of Danny Thomas and his mission of wanting to cure cancer for children. As a fellow Lebanese American, he very much wanted to help Danny Thomas to get St. Jude established.
It always struck me that once I found out about just the legacy that my great-grandfather has left behind, you may never know what impact your actions today will have on the future.
My wife and I, we were in dental school in Memphis. We actually used to go volunteer at Target House.
the whole time we were over there volunteering. I never imagined I'd be back a decade later with a child that was receiving treatment at St. Jude. James was diagnosed at 3 months old with neuroblastoma. We went from thinking we had a healthy little boy to all of a sudden finding out that, he had this super serious cancer. And it was heartbreaking.
That's the last thing you want for anybody to ever have to experience, is fighting for the life of your child.
At 3 months old, he had chemotherapy, and that was until he was just under a year old. And at that point, he was in remission.
Went that way for a year and then relapsed February of 2023. And here we are finishing up treatment, hopefully.
Having a child with cancer is an extremely tough journey.
You would think that would give you a very pessimistic view of life, watching your child suffer through the cancer and the treatments. But instead, it's like you find this goodness. You see more of it than you would ever imagine. You meet so many people from completely different backgrounds, don't speak the same languages, but we all want the same thing. We all want our children to live and have long, meaningful lives.
The research is extremely important, and anything we can do to support research and find more cures is worth it. The treatments that they're developing here get shared with all the doctors to treat children worldwide.
It's contributing something like one more piece of the puzzle to curing this horrible disease.
St. Jude is huge, and it's a world leader in cancer research and finding cures for catastrophic pediatric diseases. It's huge. Danny Thomas, a Lebanese American, I see his name and I'm proud, and it gives me great hope too, because what St. Jude has done is tremendous, and it keeps growing. And I think that's the strength of faith and charity from so many people that share that mission and believe in what he set out to do, that it does keep growing.
My great papa would be so proud of James because he's such a fighter. And it makes you think about what kind of legacy you're going to leave behind. Make it meaningful. Make it impactful.
And welcome back here, Memphis St. Jude Marathon Weekend. The marathon underway. We finally got through all of the groups here on BB King. We've got I think we've got one more group waiting to start the marathon. 22,000 runners here in Memphis, 1,000 plus running virtually, and just an amazing weekend. It just touches your heart. I've heard from runners that this is a must-do event, running the Memphis St. Jude Marathon. It's voted the #1 marathon in Tennessee. So we're all here to help raise money for St. Jude and the children of St. Jude, where no child, no family ever receives a bill for treatment, for housing, for food, transportation, anything, and they receive customized care for childhood cancer and other life-threatening diseases. We've got a lot of St. Jude heroes. This is the $250,000 club. These are all people who have helped raise, organizations that have helped raise $250,000. We want to raise $16 million this weekend alone, and that is going to really help the children of St. Jude. Like we said, we're here on the corner of Union Avenue, BB King and Union Avenue for the Memphis St. Jude Marathon Weekend. We've got a lot of people here, 22,000, and we've got Maddie stationed at the finish line. A lot of these people coming through right now. Maddie, who you got for us?
Well, you know, we keep talking about why we're here, to raise money for the families of the patients of St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, and I'm with one of the mothers of a survivor, Michelle West. And if you see her armband here, runners who have yellow armbands mean they are with a survivor, or they are the family of a survivor. Michelle, how are you doing? You just finished the 10K.
Doing great. I mean, we're here to support a great mission, so it's such a wonderful experience to see all of the families and friends and people from all over to come to run this race.
And you are running because your son, Tyler, was a patient at St. Jude, and he is running today. Tell me a little bit more about your family story with St. Jude.
Well, we actually started in 2012. My niece was a melanoma survivor, and St. Jude treated her. And then 8 months later, our son was diagnosed with ALL, leukemia. And so our journey began there, and that's why we do what we do. And so from there, we started forming a team in 2012, added his name in 2013, and this is our 14th year running the race.
And 2 years ago, you told me your son, Tyler, the survivor, he finished the marathon. He's running the half this year. What is it like to see him cross the finish line?
It's very overwhelming because it's like a full circle moment. You know, when you're in the hospital and they're telling you, you're going to get there. We're going to make your child not only survive, but thrive. And when he turned that last part and came down the hill, it was one of the most rewarding moments in my life because we knew that he had survived and he was thriving.
Your family does so much for St. Jude now. You're still very involved. How does it feel to know that more than 20,000 people are here to support families like yours?
The one word I can always say to them is hope, because when you look around, every person that's here is giving that family hope and giving our family hope. And right now, at this very moment, there's patients and families that are hearing those words, your child has cancer. And so knowing that they won't stop until cancer is a thing of the past. And so looking at all of these people that are here to support such a great mission is just amazing, because you've given us more time with our family, you've given us more memories, and that's what's the most important thing.
So we've talked to runners who talk about running through campus and it being such an emotional experience. There's another part of the course for you that we may see Tyler on. Can you tell me more about that and what it's like to pass by that?
Yes, so it's called the Miracle Mile, and they have patients when they were in treatment, they have a picture of them, and then another picture showing later. And so when we got to that Miracle Mile, Tyler's picture is there when he was a patient, and then a few years later after he completed treatment, and it's such an inspiring thing to look and see all of our friends that we know from the hospital on there and knowing how well they're all doing now. And it gives you that extra push to remember why you're doing what you're doing.
And how is Tyler doing today?
He is absolutely thriving. He's going to be, finishing up his half marathon. He is thriving in Alabama. He's a sophomore, majoring in mechanical engineering with a minor in neuroscience. He wants to develop prosthetics to help other generations of people that lose a part of themselves. So he's doing great, and we're so proud of him.
What an incredible story. Thank you for sharing that and Tyler's story with us. Michelle, it's a pleasure to meet you. Guys, this is the why. This is why, and Michelle understands, what it's like to be there and to hear those words. And, it's just a really good reminder of why this morning and why this hospital is so important.
Absolutely. Thanks, Maddie. Yeah, we are here to help raise money for St. Jude. $16 million they're hoping to raise this weekend, the largest single-day fundraising event for St. Jude. And this is the 24th year of this race, and it's an amazing event all around.
To see all the people all around, I just had to take a quick potty break there and run through AutoZone Park. And
TMI, Jarvis, TMI.
Well, we keep no secrets from our audience. Sometimes when nature calls, nature calls. But to see all the people in there, they've got free hot chocolate, free coffee for the runners when they finish. And everybody, they're sweaty. And, some of them look like, oh, man, I just been through. But they're all smiling. And you can see we've got more costumes coming through. And they make this an event. The runners themselves, the people that actually put the sweat equity into it, they make it an event. Yeah, it's hard to run a marathon. Do you know how much training you have to do for a marathon? You have to do you got to get miles in every week, every day. And maybe you take a day or two off, but then you got to get right back to it And most of these people are still working. So you got to get your miles in wherever you can get them, and you ramp up. You do, we've got another group getting ready to go here. And
we want people to look at the QR code.
Oh,
that's what.
Yeah, there's the QR code, so you can donate. You can, reach into your pocket and put that bit of sweat equity into it and donate. But, as you go around and you see how they make it an event that, it's painful to run. You got to ramp up from, say, maybe doing 5 miles a day to doing, 10 miles a day. Then you do 13 miles a day, not a week.
Right.
A day. And then you ramp it up to like maybe 17 until you finally get it up to that, 23.68, whatever it is, miles in the marathon. I just know it's more than I could do.
Right, exactly.
And more than I would want to do, more than I could do. I could maybe do a 5K, and that would be it. But knee surgeries from football won't allow that now. But we still donate, my wife and I, to the hospital every year. And it's something that is ingrained in us. And if you live here in Memphis, you have to, because you see that going on over there. You pass by it. If you're going downtown, you pass by the St. Jude Village every day.
Right.
The campus is really something to see, and you know what it's about. It's about good. It's about helping people. It's about helping the young among us who cannot help themselves. And, when you have if you're a parent, say, I've been blessed. My wife and I, we've got 5 grandchildren. If one of them got cancer, oh my goodness, what are we going to do? You don't know. Well, that's why you give. That's why you donate. So the doctors from around the world that congregate here in Memphis and also around the world, they send their protocols here. They are here. They're scientists in there. They're way above my pay grade. They know what, they paid attention in physics class and science when I was like thinking about other stuff. But, and that's what they do. You have people. You have to have people that know how to do that kind of thing, and that's what St. Jude had. And they all come here, and it's a labor of love. You've had Nobel Award winners work at this hospital, and they don't do it for the award. They do it to help save the children.
They do it to help save the children. Children like Emily, and we're going to talk about Emily right now, diagnosed with a rare form of leukemia as a teen. Emily, now a young woman, embarking on the next chapter of her life, marriage. And she shares how her journey with St. Jude helped her embrace a new lease on life as she prepares for what she hopes will be an eventful evening.
We're on our way to Memphis to go pick up my engagement ring. I do not know when he's proposing at all, and it's a total surprise. I am going to get my hair done for the Navy ball that is tonight. His Griffin was insistent that I go this morning. So yeah, I think today's the day. Do I get ready to go be proposed to? Question mark? Oh my gosh. When I was 16 years old, I was diagnosed with an incredibly rare form of leukemia. Oh, I'm so nervous. Okay. They diagnosed me with acute promyelocytic leukemia, and within 48 hours after my diagnosis, I began treatment at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. And 29 days after I was diagnosed, I was told that I was medically in remission, which meant that there was no longer detectable leukemia in my bloodstream. I finished chemo on December 3rd of 2016, and I never left that remission. I was really getting to know who is Emily post-cancer, and I realized she's the same Emily that she was pre-cancer. So I kind of just got to rediscover all the things that I loved. That's actually when my boyfriend came into my life. So he and I met in Memphis, and we just never stopped hanging out and going on dates. And I love him more than words, and he now goes to St. Jude with me for my yearly checkups. Oh my gosh, I need to talk about the ring. Yeah, the ring was actually my grandmother's ring, so it's gonna be really special to get to have a part of her with me again every day. I'm just so excited to have this ring on my finger for many reasons. I think I'm probably gonna do a pink shimmer. It's my favorite. I always do this one. I don't know why I'm pretending like I would pick anything else. Okay, I just did lashes. I did my setting spray, so my skin looks a little wet. But I think this is my final look. Thanks for getting ready with me and for listening to my story. Hopefully next time you see my face, I'm engaged.
We're good.
Okay.
And you see our set has grown. We have more people here that are involved in the St. Jude Memphis Marathon Weekend presented by Juice Plus. On my right here, we've got Ike Anand, who is the CEO of ALSAC, the fundraising arm of St. Jude. And to Carrie's left, we have Chris Boyson, my old teammate. We won the 2-on-Q at the Grizzlies game.
That's right.
We were the first ones to do it.
That's right.
I got it. Excuse me, Carrie. I got to get a bump on that. Chris Boyson is a president of experiential programs.
That's right.
And that's it's a big name, but it's something that's got a really big mission.
That's right. You know, Jarvis, it's about events just like this, getting these things together to help ensure that we stay true to our foundational promise that no family ever receives a bill from St. Jude for treatment, travel, housing, or food. We want moms and dads to be able to focus on helping their child live. And every step that is taken out here on these courses helps ensure that that happens.
And we've got Ike Anand here. Of course, you just took over as a CEO not that long ago. It's been a legacy here with Richard Shadiak and Dick Shadiak as the CEOs, as a labor of love for them. You've been here for along the way. You were recruited to come into this post from out on the West Coast, and you've come to Memphis now. And what does this make you? How does this make you feel when you see all that's going on here today?
Yeah, you know, I moved here in the middle of pandemic, and I've been here for almost 5 years now. But the first 4 years, I was behind the scenes. Yes. I was one of the guys helping set it all up. But this year, being out and center and meeting all the donors, meeting all the runners, it's just so special. It's Jarvis. It's just mind blowing. It's the passion, the enthusiasm, just the energy around you. It's just infectious, and I'm just enjoying it, loving it.
It's been a wonderful thing to see. And Chris, you of course, being what you do is getting out in front of the people. This is just one event. It's a big fundraiser. It's the biggest fundraiser, but there's other things. We just had a big basketball classic here at FedEx Forum just across the way.
That's right. You know, as you said, this event is our single largest fundraiser for the entire organization, which, you know, there's over 30,000 events that happen across the country every year for St. Jude. And we felt it was only right that this be our flagship event that you know would be of that, you know, capacity to do what we're doing, and we're thinking, you know, again towards next year, our 25th anniversary, we really want to blow that out and do this in an even bigger way. And I do want to take the opportunity to thank the both of you for doing this. I know it's a little bit chilly, but for the runners, this is perfect weather, right?
Thank you for having us.
But when we do events, we do them generally in keeping in mind that we need to scale them. You know, we started with one radiothon in Randy Owen in 1989. Now we have 300 of them. We started with one Dream Home in Shreveport, Louisiana, and now we have over 50 of them across the country. That's how we work. You know, our mission is a big one. It's a global one. And so it's important that when we do things, we have to do things at scale. It costs over $2 billion a year to operate St. Jude. So when we do things, we got to do them the right way.
We talked about all morning how this is the #1 marathon in Tennessee. What is it about this weekend? What is it about this race that makes it so special?
You know, I like to say that the city of Memphis never shines brighter than it does on the first Saturday of December. And, you know, here we are. This city has so much to offer, and it's so great to see it come together. I think, you know, what makes it special, what differentiates it is that we're running for a reason here. And every step that's taken out there on the course is an important one. It's helping us get that much closer to a cure for childhood cancer. But when they hit that campus and go through the gates of St. Jude, that's where it all comes together. That's where our patients and families that are out there cheering, they see the people that are supporting them from all 50 states and from, representing 97 different countries. And that's where our runners get to see why they're doing what they're doing. So that's the highlight. But again, every step they take across downtown Memphis and Midtown is a really important one.
And I think Ike Anand, who is the CEO, Chief Executive Officer at ALSAC, fundraising arm of St. Jude. I think Chris just gave you a slogan for next year, running for a reason. And
absolutely.
As the chief, I'll take a cut of whatever you get out of it.
Right.
As the CEO, though, explain to the people why that, okay, yeah, we got doctors and scientists and all that, but there's a whole bunch more people that are involved to make this thing work.
Well, I mean, look, the St. Jude, ALSAC, two world-leading organizations. Of course, we have some of the best researchers, scientists, doctors, nurses, caregivers, all of that. We have some fundraisers. But this event is just so big and so special. We have more than 4,000 volunteers working here. And this wouldn't happen without those volunteers. We have sponsors. We have supporters lined up. And of course, we have all of our staff working overtime. So it makes a lot of difference that the whole city comes together. I also want to thank the city of Memphis, whether that's the fire department or the first responders, the police, everybody that helps out to make this event possible.
Anything you want to say to the runners that come out here, because this is being broadcast out on the plaza out here at AutoZone Park. They can hear what you say right now.
Well, I mean, I'm just very thankful. Firstly, I'm just very, very thankful. They come from all over the place. They run for a reason. Like Chris said, look, this is much more than a race. It's a symbol of hope. It's a symbol of unity. This is inspiring for us. This keeps us going the whole year. Like, this enthusiasm keeps us going the whole year. And it is also the single largest fundraising day for us in the whole year. So this is really meaningful. In the past 23 years now, we've raised more than $150 million out of this, event. And this really matters because, like Chris said, it takes $2 billion a year to fund St. Jude. But the fact that we are able to do this race every year, get a good fundraising out of it every year, enables us to dream big and then embark on these programs that are multi-year.
And make the dreams happen, right?
Make the dreams happen.
Excellent, excellent.
Chris, give us your best pitch for the people out there who are watching this broadcast, the people who are hearing us. What's your best pitch for why they should donate to St. Jude today?
Well, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital is like no other. We have a mission, of course, to, again, I mentioned that foundational promise that no family ever receives a bill from St. Jude for treatment, travel, housing, or food. Our mission is a global one. We're here to help children with cancer, not just in Memphis, Tennessee, or the United States, or even regionally. We're here as a global mission. And that includes the 400,000 children each year that get cancer, and less than 200,000 of those children even get diagnosed. The survival rates in the United States are about 80%, thanks to advances that have been made right here at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. It was 20% in 1962. Okay, globally, that survival rate is still less than 20%. So there's a lot of work to do. There's no other institution that is prepared and ready to attack that better than St. Jude Children's Research Hospital on a global scale.
Well said.
Where's my purse?
Yeah, you want to reach in there and do it.
I got it.
All right, we're going to go. Maddie Gardner is out on the race course just behind us here. More people are finishing up. We appreciate Ike Anand, CEO of ALSAC, and also Chris Boyson. And I just thought it's the, man, that's a long title.
Yeah, don't worry about
one of those.
I do stuff.
President of Experiential Programs at St. Jude.
Your teammate.
Yeah.
Your teammate.
Teammate. 2 on cue. They went down. We went up. All right, let's go to Maddie Gardner out on the race course.
Well, we are just now seeing our first finishers for the half marathon race crossing the finish line right now. So this is very exciting. He's about to run through that light blue finish line, and he just finished a little bit over an hour, I believe I heard them say. But I am with Bonnie Collins and some ladies from the Live Like Maya Foundation, and they walked the 5K this morning. And you are also seeing a beautiful photo of Maya. Bonnie, you are Maya's mom. Tell me about her.
So Maya was just a light. She was beautiful. She just brightened the room when she entered it. She loved to do random acts of kindness on her worst days. She would love to swing by on the way to her clinic appointments, and she would ask me, can we feed a homeless person? We would, run through a drive-through, and I always tell people there was one day that we drove through Burger King and we got a meal for a homeless person. We pulled up on the side of the road and we rolled the window down, and he walked up to the window and he saw her little bald head and he said, I will pray for you, and she said, I will pray for you too. That's just the kind of girl that Maya was. She was just a light.
And the kind of mom that you were to raise Maya in that way. Tell me more. I know that she was at St. Jude for some treatment, but I'd love to know more about her entire journey.
So she was diagnosed at Cincinnati Children's. She had acute myeloid leukemia. She received 2 bone marrow transplants while we were at Cincinnati Children's, and we literally received 2 bills for $1 million. My husband had insurance, but we still had to pay about $40,000 out of pocket. So she did relapse after both her transplants at Children's. So we ended up at St. Jude 4 years later. We resided at St. Jude for a year and a half, and everything was paid for. Our housing, travel, medical bills, everything was paid for. We stayed in Target House, a beautiful furnished apartment. We met people who couldn't stop talking about how beautiful their apartment was, that they were so blessed to be able to, live there while their child was undergoing treatment and they were going through the worst time of their lives. So we have since formed a nonprofit, the Live Like Maya Foundation, and my main goal is to bring a little bit of St. Jude to Cincinnati. We want to help families with their housing, travel, anything they need while they're in Cincinnati, but we also support St. Jude. We always will pay it forward to such an amazing hospital that helps us carry out Maya's kindness every day.
So I think, a lot of people know that we're raising money for St. Jude, and they know that goes toward research, but families don't have to pay a dime.
Right.
And that's what your message is. You don't want any family to have to pay for cancer treatment for their child.
We saw so many people losing their houses, their cars, just trying to keep their child alive. My goal in life is to, obviously we do also support research like St. Jude, but we want to help these families ease their burden while their child's in treatment. It's the hardest time of your life. I mean, it's devastating. You're just a deer in headlights. You don't know what to do, and we just want to make it easier for these families and kind of ease their burden a little bit.
Paying it forward, and it sounds like that's what Maya would want as well.
She, like I said, any random act of kindness would make her feel better on her worst days. So.
Tell me about the team you have here behind us and what you guys did today and how many years you've been doing this.
6 years, right? I think we've been doing, 6 years. And these are my ride or die. They are all my girlfriends. They would come visit me, at St. Jude. They bring me sushi. And they were just amazing. And when Maya passed away, they said, let's start a nonprofit. We can do this. And we had such a great support from our community. And so they're all on my board now. They're my board members now. So, but they have always been my back, and I make them do crazy things for fundraising, and they jump through hoops to get it done for me. So they're just amazing. I'm very blessed to have them on my side, in my team.
I've loved just spending the last 15 minutes with you ladies and learning more. Okay, I see a couple of you have dragonflies on. Tell me about that.
So Maya, we do have a nonprofit in Cincinnati called the Dragonfly Foundation, and it was brand new when Maya was first diagnosed, so she was one of their first dragonflies. So they call their children dragonflies, and they kind of provide comfort and joy to children. So Maya loved dragonflies because of that, and so now we all wear, dragonflies in blue. Her favorite color was blue. So anything blue, anything dragonfly represents Maya. And now I see blue dragonflies. They fly around my head when I get out of the car some days and look at me, and I say, hi, Maya. She's always there with me, always.
Thank you so much for sharing Maya with us and for sharing your team with us. It is an honor to get to learn more about her story and the Live Like Maya Foundation and what St. Jude did for your family. So thank you so much. And guys, there's so much more coming up today. Stay tuned. We are live from the St. Jude Memphis Marathon Weekend, and we are coming right back with more marathon finishers and stories like this.
The world's best cheer and dance is here all season long. From rising stars to legendary dynasties, this season isn't just about watching greatness, it's about being a part of it. Level 6 is calling challengers, champs, and every athlete chasing the next hit, the next upgrade, the next perfect routine. Dance levels up. Who sets the bar this year? You don't just watch the sport, you live it. And it's all here all season long. Welcome to Varsity TV.
Why be at the forefront of childhood cancer research? At St. Jude, we do it because every innovation we make is a moment we give to children with cancer everywhere. But we can't do it without you. Help St. Jude give children with cancer more moments. Moments that can last a lifetime.
Cheerleaders, dancers, coaches, and fans. You asked, we delivered. Get ready to relive the most iconic moments from the 2024-2025 season with Varsity TV 24/7. Your cheer and dance destination anytime, anywhere. This all-access channel will feature unmatched coverage, on-demand access, and exclusive content just as if you were there. Relive the magic, discover new favorites, and get inspired around the clock. Download the Varsity TV app and stream or cast from desktop, mobile, or your TV. Subscribe now and never miss a beat.
Hello, Flash. I am Navy.
No child deserves to die of cancer. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital works nonstop to help push the overall childhood cancer survival rate in the U.S. from 20% to more than 80%. We won't stop until no child dies of cancer. Help St. Jude give kids what they deserve, a chance to live, a chance at a lifetime.
Help St. Jude find more cures for more children. Donate now at stjude.org.
Live at the first half marathon finisher here at the St. Jude Memphis Marathon Weekend, presented by Juice Plus, on an incredible pace, just about an hour and a little bit less than an hour and a half. The first half marathon finisher as he waves his arms in celebration of finishing. You know he's tired, but you know he feels good for what he has done here and accomplished for the children of St. Jude.
Yeah, we've got 22,000 plus running this weekend. He is the first of, I don't know how many.
In that number of the running the half marathon, it's just crazy.
That is an amazing number. We've got 1,000 plus running virtually across the country and really around the world. This is just an amazing weekend, not only here in Memphis, but everywhere. 50 states represented, 97 countries. I mean, the span, you can't even, I can't. The sun is in my face right now. I'm having a moment.
Okay, I get that.
There we go.
What we understand is the first female finisher just came across, and she was in an hour 20, I believe, and that's incredible.
That's
the first female finisher just crossed the finish line. The finish line is behind us. You can barely see the blue banner back there on the right upper right corner of your screen. That's where the finishers come in. But where they start this race is just about a quarter of a mile from where we are right now to our left, over near where Beale Street is. It is right on Beale Street, as a matter of fact. Beale and B.B. King, and then they wind their way through the streets of downtown and midtown Memphis. And some of the things they see around the way are that there's all kind of places where there's bands playing. Right. There's 65 cheer stations out there to give their runners inspiration as they go through. It's just it's so much fun to see them coming on. We saw one person had a sign up that Maddie was talking to, said, "Go random stranger." That's the great thing. That's one of the great things about this. These people come out, a lot of times they have no idea who they're cheering for. They're just cheering for the cause of St. Jude.
But I guarantee, that's the great thing about this race, is that I guarantee all of us here, you and I,
right,
all of our stage crew here, I guarantee we would see someone we know here running, and I guarantee we have all been touched by cancer in some way,
shape, form, or fashion.
And that's the great thing, is that all of these people are coming together to raise money for St. Jude and the children of St. Jude. And we want to talk about 3-year-old Reagan. Reagan's diagnosis of an aggressive cancer hit her family like a ton of bricks, but even in the family's darkest times, St. Jude not only provided life-saving treatment, and that's what we're here for, is that life-saving treatment, but supported her family in ways that they never expected.
On your mark, get ready, go. Okay, and you shed the monkey bars.
Reagan is a ball of personality.
Ready?
She never stops.
Look, I'm a big girl.
I feel like the color pink describes her so well. She's very girly. She loves to dance.
She's so fun. And I love being her father just because she's Reagan.
One day we were at home and we initially saw that she had something protruding out of her.
She had some things going on in her lower region, so we were taking her to her pediatrician to try to figure out what was going on.
Within 2 weeks, it had gotten even bigger.
We took Reagan twice, and she referred us to St. Jude.
The doctor was like, we have to get them here tomorrow. When we first got to St. Jude, they diagnosed her and was like, this is rhabdomyosarcoma. We have to move fast.
It's a very, very rare childhood cancer.
It hits you like a ton of bricks.
You never expect for your family to be in that room and having that, come down.
Use those legs. Push, big push.
Go, Reagan. You go from 1 minute thinking that your child is okay to the next minute something's wrong.
To be a 3-year-old going through what she's going through, it's tough.
The first time around when we were admitted, she just did chemotherapy for a year. And then at her 3-month checkups, there were still some active cells. So then we came up with a second treatment plan, which also included radiation.
What we're dealing with Reagan has deep implications for her life going forward.
St. Jude has been there every step of the way to say, hey, right now we're treating her for this, and when she becomes a teenager, this is the plan.
Oh, that's perfect. That's all right.
It makes me feel so hopeful. I am so thankful for anybody who is donating or just is a part of the St. Jude process.
The love and care is so big. St. Jude has supported us 110%.
Hey, Reagan, guess what? You're done with chemo!
I haven't received a bill from St. Jude.
Not having to worry about the financial aspect gives us that space to completely key in on Reagan and focus on what she needs.
Go, Reagan! Just to see her still be Reagan, still be pink, means everything.
You can see the excitement on my face as I'm here at the St. Jude Memphis Marathon Weekend. 22,000 runners are here running for a good cause, to save lives and to raise money. We're on Riverside Drive and we're cheering these people on. Let's go, let's go, let's go! and they're pushing through. The cold did not stop them. They came out here to complete a mission, and that's to save everybody's lives. One thing I want to say is this is an amazing event. I'm glad to be here. It's one of the biggest events for the St. Jude Memphis Hospital, and we could not have anything better. I'm sending it back to you, Jarvis and Carrie.
That's something. Jared's down there at the corner of Beale and Riverside Drive, just off to the left. The runners can see the mighty Mississippi River, and then to the right, they'll see historic Beale Street. There's so many things to see as they run this course, the marathon and the half marathon. There's the Campus Spirit spot. That's one of the most inspirational parts of this whole race and this whole operation, and all of distance running, to be exact, because that's where they run through the campus of St. Jude, and they see more than 300 patients and their family members out cheering them like Jared was. I don't know if they got a pink pom-pom or whatever, but they're out cheering them. And the doctors and the nurses and staff will also be out there to cheer them on. Also, at the St. Jude Mission Mile. Now, that's a really poignant mile featuring St. Jude patients' images while they're in treatment and post-treatment. And, you know, when you're in treatment, you know, you lose your hair and things like that. And, you know, not all the time, but a lot of times you do when you're going through radiation and chemotherapy like a lot of the patients have to do. There's the ABCs of cancer. That's the patient art towers. They're stationed within each mile. They also serve as sponsor recognition centers. You got to recognize the sponsors, because without the sponsors, we couldn't do all this that we do. One really neat spot is the mobile Overton Park Shell. That's where they've got DJs and they've got bands and they've got all kind of things. That's at the intersection of A.W. Willis and Danny Thomas. That's over where you would go to Mount Island from here, just to the right a little bit. And it's like they're playing all kind of music. It's not just you're running and there's nothing going on.
Right.
You know, when your mind starts to wander and you start to think how much you're hurting, then you hear the pep bands playing. You see the DJs are spinning. The DJs are doing what they do. And it just, you know, like you got the smile on their face. They get their smile on their face and it gives them the extra.
It's really the spirit of St. Jude. This whole
permeates
weekend,
the whole.
it really is the spirit of St. Jude. And if you've ever been to the hospital, just as whether you're visiting someone or whether you're there for other reasons, you expect it to be, you think, oh, it's a hospital. But really, it's an amazing place. Everyone's smiling. Everyone is cheerful because they're saving lives there.
Yes.
And they want it to be, they don't want it to be a terrible experience.
No.
They want these children to have their childhood, and that is what it's all about. They want these kids to survive really life-threatening diseases. And, you know, here in the United States, 4 out of 5 children will survive cancer. Around the world, it's not that easy. It's 1 out of 5 children will succumb to, or will develop cancer and survive. 1 out of 5. So we want to make sure that those kids have a chance to survive cancer as well. And when St. Jude opened in 1962, childhood cancer was considered largely incurable.
Incurable, yeah.
Incurable. 20% survival rate, and now it's up over 80%. And St. Jude will not stop until no child dies of cancer.
It's really something to see that. Can you imagine being 8 years old and being told you have cancer? You probably don't even know what cancer is.
Probably don't even know what that
is. And then it's like, well, it's like, you know, you may not make it. And you're eventually going to get that feeling. And that's why you're having to undergo all this. And you're losing your hair and things like that. But the support groups and everything that's around the hospital and how they try to make it feel, as you said. And
all of these people coming together.
Yes. They know that everybody, it's a big family. You know, and it doesn't matter what, you know, in politics, race, anything, all that stuff's out the window. When somebody's sick, when a child is sick, priority 1, take care of that child. Make sure, that's why the logo has the child on it. Make sure that child is, well, we got one right here. That's why this logo's on there, folks. You can see it on your screen.
That's right.
You got to take care of the child. And you know one thing? Even the kids can take part. There's a kids fun run that starts at noon. It's a 1 mile run that kids from 12 and under can take part. And then they get ingrained in them that, hey, I'm doing this to help somebody else. I'm 12 years old. I'm 8 years old, but I'm doing this to help someone else.
Absolutely. Well, we've got a lot more coming up here, but we're going to take a quick break. We are live at the Memphis St. Jude Marathon, produced
by Juice Plus. We'll be back in just a moment.
Imagine a world where no child dies of cancer. That is what drives us day and night at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We're changing how the world treats and defeats childhood cancer. And no family receives a bill from St. Jude for treatment, travel, housing, or food. Please, help give these kids a chance to live. We can't do it without you.
Help St. Jude find more cures for more children. Donate now at stjude.org.
Varsity TV, your all-access pass to everything cheer and dance. Stream over 150 live events. Immerse yourself in the thrill of live competitions. Relive every moment with rebroadcasts and replays. Experience the magic again and again. Stay ahead of the game with The League by Varsity All-Star. Follow the points race, get expert insights, and stay updated with the latest news. View scores as they're released and track your team's success throughout the season across the entire country. Unlock the secrets of cheer and dance with our exclusive content.
We have trained for this moment. It does not matter what anybody else has done.
Go behind the scenes, witness the magic, and hear from the best on and off the mat. Subscribe today. Varsity TV, where the spirit of cheer and dance comes to life.
Thanks to the breakthroughs at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, 4 out of 5 kids in America will survive cancer. But 1 out of 5 won't make it. What if that one child was yours? At St. Jude, we won't stop until no child dies of cancer. But we can't do it without your help.
This holiday, help St. Jude find more cures for more children. Donate now at stjude.org.
We are back live in Memphis, Tennessee for the St. Jude Memphis Marathon Weekend presented by Juice Plus. And Juice Plus is our primary presenting sponsor. And guess who's sitting here with us, Carrie Anderson?
She just finished the 10K.
Right.
This is Gina Gura, the Chief Marketing Officer for Juice Plus.
You're still alive.
I mean, how are you feeling?
My legs feel a bit different to my head, but I feel amazing. What an incredible experience. It's a beautiful day out here. So nice to do this with other people. So whilst I only thought I was going to kind of run, I actually ran the whole thing.
Wow. Oh, wow.
I feel very
the whole
accomplished.
thing. You didn't stop and trot a little bit or slow down to a saunter.
I may have slowed down on the hill. and my walk may be somebody else's walk. And my run might be somebody else's walk because it's not exactly fast, but yeah, I tried to run the whole way.
Well, Juice Plus has been the sponsor of this weekend since its inception. Why are you all so involved in this weekend?
I mean, I am so incredibly proud that we've been doing since 2001. So for 24 years, we've backed this incredible, movement. Our founder was so passionate about this and so passionate about, giving back. He is from Memphis, so this meant such a lot to him, and we are so proud to carry on that tradition. I think anyone who knows anything about St. Jude's or who has run this, it is truly one of the most humbling experiences. I mean, why wouldn't we support something that has so much purpose and gives back? It's the heart of our brand, giving back to people, doing something that helps the community. So, we run for hope, for breakthroughs, for cures, and I'm so proud that we continue to do this.
Tell us about that feeling when you finally crossed the finish line and you got your medal around your neck right there. Tell us about that feeling. What was that like for you?
I felt really proud. I mean, I would say that, throughout the race, I didn't imagine how many emotions you feel. It's so emotional. Running through the hospital and, seeing it's unbelievable. And so whilst I thought it was really difficult for me to do a 10K, I was so incredibly proud to be able to cross that finish line and know that I did it, because it should feel hard, but incredibly rewarding.
Well, I was going to ask that too. You're a runner, obviously.
No, I'm
You
not.
know?
Well,
Definitely not, obviously.
Well, sort of.
Maybe I am now.
Why was it important? I mean, you obviously you're involved in this, but why was it important for you to come here and be a part of this race?
Yeah, you're based out of Miami, but here you are in Memphis. And it's a little bit warmer down there than it is here, right?
It is a little bit warmer, but I prefer running in the colder weather. It's so important, not just for me, but so many people. So, I'm so proud that so many of my team are all over this race. You know, a lot of my peers and colleagues have run this, but we have people volunteering, they're at the drink stations, and actually a highlight for me was just as I was looking at the finish line, there were a number of my team members there in their Juice Plus shirts.
Oh,
they
great.
were so proud to see me there, and they were cheering, and it was amazing. And I'm so proud of, you know, the work we do at the expo and how everyone gets involved. For us, this is all of us. It's our heart when we do, you know, these types of programs.
Sorry, I lost my train of thought there.
It's cold.
It's a little cold. It's just a little cold. You talked about the going through the campus of St. Jude and seeing the faces of the patients and the doctors, and talk about that a little more and what it means to have the support here, not only for you, but for all of the people running this race.
Well, you know, I feel like it's a bit different because it's not about, for me personally, it was about me running. When I go through the campus, I'm like, we're doing it for you guys.
Right.
And, you know, it's amazing to see you here. And, you know, it felt a little bit different than another race that I would have run before, where it is about me just getting to the finish line. Actually, when you go through the hospital, you realize why you're doing this and why it's so important. And actually, maybe that's what did make me run all the way and not do a few little walks.
A walk here about, walk about here or there.
Yeah, exactly.
Is this okay? Go ahead and give us a spiel about Juice Plus. What is it? Some of the things that the company is doing.
So Juice Plus is a health and wellness company. We have been around for over 30 years. We think of ourselves as the OG of, you know, plant-based nutrition, and we're known for our fruit, vegetable, and berry blend. And building, you know, it fits so well with this cause because we believe in healthy bodies, healthy living, and that's what we do at Juice Plus.
Excellent, excellent. Well, we appreciate you, Gina Gura. You are with Juice Plus, the presenting sponsor, primary sponsor here of the St. Jude Memphis Marathon Weekend. Now you get to go back to Miami with a nice medal there,
Yes, I know.
and a full heart, right?
Exactly, and a commitment to do this every year. Who knows? It might be the half next year.
Whoa.
Maybe.
Oh, but she says she's
she
not
said
a
it
runner.
right here.
Now on television, so
She says she's not a runner, though.
But she
I've
said
got
it right
a year
here.
to train.
You got a year
You
to
got
train.
a year.
All right. Well, good luck.
So
Good luck.
no
Well, if you
excuses.
just do the half, that'll be great. We appreciate you, Gina. Now, right now, we want to talk about the donors to St. Jude. It's really something that as we said, there's been $2.5 billion raised each and every year to keep the hospital running, functioning, and curing cancer. The rates of cancer cures have gone up. And it's largely, the doctors, it's largely because of you at home, what you do. And we've got a package we can show you right now to talk a little bit about the donors.
I think music can be joyful. It can be inspiring. It can inspire through pain. It can inspire through hard memories. But ultimately, what I always hope people take out of music that I'm playing or music that I wrote is some level of just joy. I'm originally from Monticello, Kentucky, which is a small town in kind of southeast Kentucky, right on the Tennessee border. I'm a music educator, a percussion performer, and a composer. My grandfather was a band director and a choir director and owned a music store. My dad is a good trumpet player. I've got several cousins that have music degrees. So there's a lot of music around us. But when I was a little boy, everybody wanted to play basketball. And that's what I did. I woke up every day, and that was what I was really passionate about, was playing basketball. Right around the end of 4th grade, my arm started to hurt quite a bit. I talked to mom and dad, and they probably thought, maybe you pulled something or maybe you tweaked something. You'll be better in a day or two. After several weeks of that, my dad said, well, let's go to the doctor's office. That day, an orthopedic oncologist happened to be there on a rotation. And he said, I think it's cancer. The doctors said, we kind of have 3 options going forward. We can just amputate your arm now. 2 was we can do radiation, which would shrink the tumor, but also make my arm so brittle that it was going to break. And when it broke, there wouldn't really be anything left to do at that point other than amputate it. And the 3rd option was the one that we ended up going with, which was called a limb-sparing procedure. They removed my right humerus and then replaced the humerus with a titanium prosthetic. After surgery, St. Jude said as much movement as he can get with his arm is what he needs to do. So obviously the thing that makes the most logical sense is to then play the drums. And my dad, I think he wanted me to play trumpet. And there are times, especially when I'm loading equipment, that I really wish I played trumpet. But for some reason, I just had a natural affinity for it. I really liked it. And so I got right to work. Now, when I work with students, I think about how do we help students find their ability to help others? And that's how I've began to think about legacy recently. You create a legacy. And for people giving to St. Jude, you're helping to create a legacy that's going to live beyond you, but it's also going to be positive now. There are people that are benefiting directly from every contribution, and those people help other people. It'll multiply. I'm living proof of that. If you gave money to St. Jude in 1995, you didn't realize that you were saving some kid's arm, which is going to, positively impact his life. And that's your legacy.
Once again, our set has expanded here at the St. Jude Memphis Marathon Weekend presented by Juice. Yes, we do. Juice Plus. We have the male winner of the half marathon and
the female winner of the half marathon, Madison Dominy.
And Tal Old.
Yes.
So, Tal Old, wow. You don't look that old, Tal. How old are you?
I'm 22.
22, wow. And how many of these have you done?
This is my 3rd one. I did it about 7 or 8 years ago, but this is the first time that I've actually been competitive and was able to come away with the win.
You won it. So crossing that finish line, we saw you put your arms out. How much was it? Joy, relief, pain? Get me out of here? What was it?
Oh, it was joy. I was just happy to be out there and happy to come away with the win. I was kind of hurting those last couple miles, but it all paid off in the end.
Yeah, there you are coming across the finish line. And, when you're running those last couple of 100 yards and you see the fans out there cheering for you, that's got to be an exhilarating thing.
Oh, yes, sir. Every time I was passing the fans, even the guys that were finishing up the 5K, they were so encouraging. And I'm just grateful to have those people along the way. It really helped me pursue the time that I did.
So this is your 3rd, and you've got the back-to-back winner.
Back-to-back top finishes for Madison. You come from Chattanooga all the way across the state.
Yes,
Tell me about your run. How did it feel? How you feel now?
Yeah, I'm happy to be done. I'm obviously very tiring when you're running 13 miles, but I had a blast. I'm just so thankful that God gave me the legs to be able to run today, and it turned out to be a beautiful day, and the crowds were great, and yeah, it was just a great time.
This is the top ranked marathon in the state of Tennessee. We've been talking about that all this morning.
Yes.
What makes this race so special for you?
Just so many things. It's the crowd, people cheering you on. They're just so upbeat, and they come out early in the morning with just unmatched energy, and it's fantastic. But also just that run you do through the hospital there. At that point, I was kind of starting to hurt today, and that just re-energized me, and it really touches my heart every time.
And Madison, of course, is from Chattanooga. You were from Collierville, went to Collierville High School, and now you're back here in Memphis. You went away to Union University, right?
Lee University.
Oh, Lee University.
Yes,
you went to Lee University. That's over is that Middle Tennessee?
It's over in Chattanooga area.
Oh, it's in the Chattanooga area. Okay,
yes,
but now you're back here studying to be a doctor yourself, right?
Yes, sir.
How about that? And so How inspiring was that for you to say, look, well, you know, I'm going to give this another shot, see if I can do this? Tell us about that.
Yeah, you know, one of my roommates in college, he was diagnosed with cancer about a year or two ago, and he ended up going to St. Jude, and they treated him, and he got back, and he was on my team with me in college, and he came back and was able to make the national stage and get All-American after his cancer treatment. So that's an incredible story, and he's my best friend. So to be able to come out here and represent him and just to have his inspiration really meant a lot to me. And to come away with the win, that's just all glory to him and all glory to God for sure.
And that just shows that, you know, it's not just, you know, we think about little kids with cancer, but we're talking this 18 to 22, you could be, you know, stricken with this disease. You could be any age and stricken with this disease. And seeing your roommate have to go through that was definitely had to be devastating.
Oh yeah, for sure. I had to live alone for a little bit because he moved away and came here. Luckily my family is here, so they were able to help him out a little bit.
Great.
But St. Jude helped him a lot, and a lot of my family works at St. Jude, so it kind of just runs in the family.
Runs in the family. Well, you're running to make sure that it stays that way, right?
Yes, sir.
Madison, tell us a little bit about your journey. What brings you here? What is your why?
So my aunt has actually been running this race for quite some time now with one of her friends, or a couple of her friends actually. And in recent years, my cousin has started to run too, and that kind of brought me on as well. My aunt has always spoke wonders about this race and about the cause. And, you know, I think everybody kind of knows somebody that's been touched by someone with cancer. So just to come out and be able to support those who have been touched by that a little bit more closely has been great.
What does it take to prepare for something like this? I mean, obviously you're a runner, so
yes.
What do you do throughout the year? Is it something that you're constantly training for?
Yes, kind of. I take some time off, probably more time than I should sometimes, but definitely training for a few months for sure, very consistently, and doing multiple runs throughout the week.
So is this a regular race for you, and do you do other races throughout the country, or is this one you focus on?
I'm hoping to get into doing some more races in the future. Would like to do a full marathon at some point, but this is a regular race for me going forward. I think I can't just not come back to this race. It's just, like I said, a magical weekend and a magical race in a lot of ways.
Three-peat? Could we be looking at?
I don't know. We'll see. That's a lot of pressure, but we'll see.
119.
I'm calling it.
119.
I'm calling it. I think you got repeat. We've got a three-peat, and we're going to have a repeat next year.
112 for you, an hour and 12 minutes, and 119.52, I think, for you, Madison.
Yeah,
tremendous. We appreciate you. Tal Old, who's from Collierville, Tennessee. He won the men's portion of the half marathon, and the female winner, back-to-back champion. Pop the collar there.
Madison
Dominy from Chattanooga. When we come back, we'll have more St. Jude Memphis Marathon Weekend presented by Juice Plus as more runners start to cross the finish line. These are the guys that are running the full marathon now. We'll have much more from you, and you'll hear from our own Madison, who's out on the course, when we come back.
Where a child with cancer lives shouldn't determine if they live. At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we share our life-saving research around the world and around the corner from you. St. Jude takes on the toughest childhood cancers. We're giving kids everywhere a chance to live, a chance at a lifetime. Is there any greater gift than that?
Help St. Jude find more cures for more children. Donate now at stjude.org.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Varsity TV studio. The 2025 Cheer Sport National Championship.
Imagine a world where no child dies of cancer. That's the mission of St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Since 1962, St. Jude has helped push the overall childhood cancer survival rate in the U.S. from 20% to more than 80%, and we won't stop until no child dies from cancer. Every child deserves the chance to grow up.
Help St. Jude find more cures for more children. Donate now at stjude.org.
Welcome back to downtown Memphis, site of the St. Jude Memphis Marathon Weekend presented by Juice Plus. Another one of the marathon winners crossing the finish line there, getting his medal and award for, this ain't a participation trophy because they got their sweat equity in this, and there's also, they're putting money in this because they're race
We're
fee.
participating in eating donuts.
Well, of course. I mean, members of the media, you put food out there. We're coming. We'll be there. But yeah, like I said, they're not just participating. Their race fee is a donation.
Right.
And a lot of the runners out here are also donating big time. They're got groups, Facebook groups, Instagram, whatever, to help them fundraise for the hospital. They're called St. Jude Heroes. Not only do they run the race, but they also fundraise for the race.
Every single person out here, 22,000 people participating.
22,000 plus.
Plus, much like Juice
Plus. There you go. All righty.
22,000 plus, helping to raise money for St. Jude. We want you to scan that QR code and give what you can. As someone said earlier today, we'd rather have 1 million people give $1 than one person give $1 million. So every little bit helps. No donation is too small. Every little bit helps because we want these kids to focus on their treatment. We want their families to focus on their treatment. They don't pay for housing, food, travel, transportation. They don't pay for any of that. They never receive a bill. And the way they do that is through your very special donations to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
And, there's so many things that go on at the hospital that, cost money, but they also have more than 4,000 volunteers to come put this race on because they couldn't do it. You can't go out and hire somebody to come and do it.
It's incredible.
Yes.
The amount of people who are down here in downtown Memphis and the people who were down here helping all of these people in downtown Memphis. It really takes an army. It takes a village. So it really does this weekend.
Yes, and Maddie right now is out on the course near the finish line with what, of course, she's got more finishers to talk to, and these are finishers from the marathon. So let's go to Maddie down there at the back end of AutoZone Park. Maddie, who you got?
Jarvis, half marathon finisher. Steve, actually, you just crossed the finish line.
I haven't had time to breathe yet. They grabbed me and literally pulled me over here.
We said, that man, grab him. Grab him. He went really fast.
That old fart, just get him. Pull him over here.
All right, so we have Steve, Brian, and Tara all from Paducah, Kentucky, and they just crossed the finish line for the half. Tara, you are a hero, which means you raised money for St. Jude through running. How much did you raise, and why did you choose to raise money for St. Jude this year?
St. Jude is just an amazing place. I had the opportunity to come down here when I was in nursing school and visit and work a few days, and it is it was life-changing. So when I had the opportunity to run and then raise money, it was a no-brainer. It was like perfect. It mixed my passion for kids and then also, to run.
So how was the race today? You had a PR, Brian.
Yeah, it was a great day. The weather was perfect. The spectators out there just inspiring, running through the St. Jude campus. It just fires you up for the finish. So,
now, I'm sure all of you at home can tell, these are seasoned runners. I mean, these two just finished an Ironman. Why?
Because we're crazy, that's why. We're insane. It was a great race. Couldn't have asked for better weather, couldn't have asked for better people, better music. I think this is my 20th time or something. It's amazing.
Tell me about the course itself and some of the more challenging parts and what you were thinking about when you reached those.
Some of it is just the unevenness of the road and the other spectators weaving in and out, but it's always fun, and being a little bit towards the beginning made it nicer because there wasn't as much trash on the ground. But I have to say, the folks did a great job of keeping everything cleaned up and clear, and everybody was out with water and smiling and cheering, and the music was perfect. So
Now, I know you are visiting us from Paducah, but, you know, the Memphians have been watching Memphis transform for the last couple of weeks for the marathon, getting the signage up, getting the streets ready. And you passed some of the photos of the patients, the survivors. I mean, what is that like while you're running through there?
It's just awe-inspiring. It just fires you up. You see the kids, and yeah, it's hard.
It touches
Teared
your heart
up several times.
Right.
Yeah.
It's an emotional experience. Are you going to come back? Will we see you next year?
Probably.
We'll grab you as soon as you cross. I mean, we won't even give you a second to breathe.
Just grab me while I'm in the middle of the race.
Look, this is me running next to you toward the end. Steve, how you do it?
I'm going to take you up on that.
I'll wear better shoes. I mean, what's your message for people watching at home and maybe they want to get involved next year?
Well, one thing, get off the couch, get out there, walk, jog, run, and just have a good time out here.
It's all for the kids.
It's all for the kids. All right, well, y'all get going. Congratulations on your finish, your PR. Let's go. Let's go. All right, I'll see you next year.
Awesome, thank you.
I'll meet you like 1 more mile left, and we'll grab the camera right in your face. We're having fun. We're having fun out here. And again, like they said, it's fun and it's all for the kids.
It is. The great interviews by Maddie out there on the court. Grabbing them out there. I'd like to see her out there running with them. She said she didn't get better shoes. We'll see.
Yeah.
But, she talked about, Tyra is a St. Jude hero, what we talked about, and you saw the smiles on all of their faces and how they, they've all raised money and raised more money than just their entry fee into the race. They raised more from their peers, the people they know, people they don't know. They get on the internet. They get on the Facebook. They get on the gram. They do whatever they got to do to raise money for this mission that is St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital here in Memphis. And when you see them come across that finish line, the way that they are just smiling and happy, and they're sweaty and they're hurting a little bit, but just and the music and everything else that they see, it's a great commercial for Memphis. Yeah, it's my hometown and I love it, but they're putting in their sweat equity coming in from someplace else. All 50 states are represented in this race in 97 countries. They're here in Memphis running this race, and you should too if you're able.
That's right. And of course, she said it best. It is all for the kids. And we're going to talk about one of those kids. Riley was referred to St. Jude for neuroblastoma. Riley's resilience and sunny disposition earned her the nickname Smiley Riley at St. Jude. Now she's back home, and Riley's scans show no evidence of disease.
Great.
Ned, she is Ned. And the family have a newfound appreciation for an ordinary life.
Riley, she's always smiling. She loves books. Books are her favorite thing. She loves her little corgi.
Named Doppler. This is one of her best friends. And so she'll wake up in the morning and she just goes, Dop, Dop, Dop. I just can't believe that I had part in creating such a happy little human that really teaches you how to live in the moment. And it just shows you not to take anything for granted. Riley had some unexplained black eyes that started to develop, and my husband and I just watched it over a course of a month, and we brought it up to our pediatrician, who was great, and she ended up doing some tests. Early January of 2024, Riley was diagnosed with neuroblastoma. It changes everything.
You feel hopeless at that moment. What is the next step? What do we got to do to get this figured out?
We were able to get a referral in, and we were headed to St. Jude by that following Monday. You can't really describe the type of hope that they give you as a family, because you go in expecting the worst. And I feel like in our case, we got a lot of the best. And I think the hope is a huge factor.
The fact that we don't receive a bill from St. Jude it's incredible.
You can't put a price tag on that type of generosity. And the hope that they give you is priceless. It's just amazing. We are living proof.
We went in today to clinic and we got the No More Chemo song for Riley. And that means that we get to go home.
to be able to be done with this part is so huge. So thank you everyone for the support, and I just can't say enough good things about St. Jude because I don't know where we would be without it.
I personally wanted to do this video without crying, but
can't do it.
I can't do it.
Anybody who is supporting this organization, I'm not sure that they know the impact that they're having on people's lives. It's an incredible place that really allows families to get through the worst of times. St. Jude is hope.
Smiley Riley.
Oh, so aptly named. Perfectly. I just wanted to, pinch those cheeks. Oh.
And we're so thankful that she shows no evidence of
Right.
disease. That's thanks to St. Jude. And that's why we want to make sure you scan that QR code. I think we can put it up on the screen. Scan that QR code. Make whatever donation you can afford. Any amount helps.
Yes.
You know, you don't have to donate $1 million, you can donate $1 today, and that's going to go to the children of St. Jude and help children like Smiley Riley, and hopefully help save some lives along the way.
You know, when you look at her and you think that could be my kid, you know, that could be, you know, my cousin, that could be somebody that, you know, that I know, and think about the parents, and you know, and the dad said, I'm gonna cry, shoot, I'm crying, and
crying.
It's not my kid, I'm crying. You know, it's like, oh, gee, but it can affect anyone, and as you say, Red, no donation is too small. The average donation is $25. $25. They raised $2.5 billion last year. Yeah. That's been the average for the last couple of years. 2.5. It takes more than $2 billion to run the hospital. The extra money is going into the towers that you see raising, the twin towers that are on the west side of the hospital campus. There's more going up to bring more researchers in, to bring more personnel in, to fight this dread disease that is affecting so many. More than 400,000 children worldwide are affected by childhood cancer, and you know, whatever you can do to eradicate that, you want them to be able to grow up and live lives like we've been able to do, and have a chance to see the world, do things, get married, you know, run in races, do the high jump, do the hula, whatever you want, you know. But it all starts now, and if we do what we do now. You see that QR code there? You do what you can do right now.
And there's a lot of people out there on the race course right now cheering those people who are doing what they can do right now. We've got some fans cheering for Mom and
yeah, they
Mom,
got
Cassie.
Kids and Dad cheering for Mommy to come on in. Come on, Mom, we're for you. Yeah, I love that.
All right, stay with us. This is the Memphis St. Jude Marathon Weekend presented by Juice Plus. We'll be back after a short break.
Faith is in treatment at St. Jude, and nothing can stop her imagination. Together, we can imagine a world where no child dies from cancer. Please donate today.
Varsity TV, your all-access pass to everything cheer and dance. Stream over 150 live events. Immerse yourself in the thrill of live competitions. Relive every moment with rebroadcasts and replays. Experience the magic again and again. Stay ahead of the game with The League by Varsity All-Star. Follow the points race, get expert insights, and stay updated with the latest news. View scores as they're released and track your team's success throughout the season across the entire country. Unlock the secrets of cheer and dance with our exclusive content.
We have trained for this moment. It does not matter what anybody else has done.
Go behind the scenes, witness the magic, and hear from the best on and off the mat. Subscribe today. Varsity TV, where the spirit of cheer and dance comes to life.
My little miracle is Beckett. You look great. A month after his third birthday, he got diagnosed with ATRT brain cancer. You never think it's gonna be you. All you can think of is, the kid's not gonna live.
I wish my cancer's gone.
St. Jude, they saved Beckett's life. The fact that they are researching and they are saving these children, it's so important. And St. Jude doesn't build us for any of it. It's a blessing. We wouldn't be where we are without St. Jude, and in turn, we wouldn't be where we are without those people that have donated.
You can help save the lives of children like Beckett by supporting St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
People that donate are giving our kids a chance to live.
That one. Look at.
No,
You're looking at a shot of downtown Memphis. You see the Mississippi River right there as the St. Jude Memphis Marathon Weekend presented by Juice Plus powers on. The full marathon runners are on the course. The half marathon runners are just finishing up as we go along here in Memphis. And it's been just such a tremendous thing to see. It took almost 40 minutes to get all the runners started. Carrie, more than 22,000 runners started, and it took that long to get all the groups of runners and everybody else out onto the course.
Yes, 22,000 people, 22,000 plus.
Yes, that's correct.
People, all 50 states represented, 97 countries. People running all over the world virtually today and right here in Memphis. And of course, we are here to help raise money for St. Jude. They want to raise $16 million this weekend.
16 million plus. They think they can.
16 million plus.
Yes, that's correct.
This weekend, this event alone, it is the largest single fundraising event.
Single day
fundraising event for St. Jude. And we're going to pop that QR code up there on the screen for you. We want everybody to get your phones out, scan that QR code, give what you can to the children of St. Jude. No family pays for housing, transportation, food, any of that, treatment. They receive customized treatment for their illness, and they want to make sure that no child dies from cancer.
It's like you got enough to worry about with your kid, man. It's like you're sick. He or she is sick. They don't know what's going on. The parents are all frazzled. And every child deserves a chance to live their best life and celebrate every moment. When you support St. Jude, you can help make cures possible for kids with cancer. Together, we can save more lives. And that's what this whole thing is all about. Now, this is being broadcast through more than 22 states have picked this event up here. Sponsored Flow Sports is our presenting sponsor. They've got this out, going out over there, over the interwebs, all over the over the place. So it's not.
I believe Gray Media is
also involved. WMC Action News 5 providing the equipment here. I see a lot of the people that I used to work with when I was there. You know, I've retired after 43 years there. We worked together for 17 of those, and you know, it shows that everybody's heart is in the right place.
Right.
That you got to get up and get all this equipment in and get all this stuff done. But it's for the great cause of St. Jude. There's a large monitor out, and that's being broadcast right here at the race site. So all the people that are going through the race, and when they come to the finish line, they can see themselves cross the finish line. They can hear us banter about.
Yes.
But they know what we're doing is for them, and
right.
They know what they are doing is for the hospital.
Yeah, and now we've got Maddie, and she is out on the race finish line, I believe, and she's got an interview with one of the sponsors, I believe.
Yes. Go, Maddie.
Hi, guys. Let's go. So this is Nicole Lachère. She's the Chief Marketing Officer at Varsity Spirit, a Varsity brand. Nicole, you just finished the half. How do you feel right now?
I feel a little exhausted. It was a great race, though. Memphis really showed up. I ran 13 miles. I raised some money, but the people that are the real heroes today are the people of Memphis lying in the streets and just cheering us all on.
You know, I am here at the finish line. I see the starting line. So there are people throughout the course yelling for you.
Oh, absolutely. Different groups. Like I high-fived and, fist pumping the whole time. It was great.
Well, you were a cheerleader. So you were cheering for the people cheering for you?
I was.
That makes sense. Nicole, we talk about, Varsity Brands, one of the partners with St. Jude for the race today. What is that partnership like, and how much money have they raised for St. Jude?
Yeah, Varsity Brands based here in Memphis. We partner with St. Jude since 2011. We've raised $15 million for the hospital. It's a real passion project. I mean, for us, the idea that no child will die in the dawn of life and that we can take a sick kid and get them back on the field and back in their normal lives as soon as possible really means the world for us. Our whole mission is to elevate the student experience. So for us to support St. Jude is so tied to that mission and so important to all of us.
And it's not just the race that is part of the fundraising for Varsity Brands. There's stuff throughout the year for people to get involved with, including kids themselves.
That's right. We train 360,000 cheerleaders and dancers at summer camps, and they all raise money for St. Jude. So they have a donation letter program where they send letters to their friends and family to help raise money. And together, over the last 15 years, we've raised $15 million.
That's incredible, and hit a milestone this year, opening a new addition to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. What was that?
That's right. We were honored with a play deck in our name. The Varsity Brands play deck is a wonderful space for parents and families to enjoy outside, take a break from their time at the hospital, and really enjoy each other. It was a real honor. We were so excited to be a part of it.
For the people out there that are watching this across the country who might want to get involved next year, what do you have to say to them?
Well, it's so easy to get involved with St. Jude. It's so meaningful. Take a look at the website, learn about the mission. No family ever pays for housing, travel, or treatment. And it just takes such an incredible load off of those families to be able to know that all they have to do is focus on their child getting healthy. So just look it up, look into the mission, and come down next year and run the race, and we'll see you next year.
Yes, and talk to me when you cross the finish line. Poor Nicole, as soon as she crossed, I was like, take your picture. All right, come over here. Let's talk about it. Thank you so much. Congrats on the finish today. You know, we hear from people like Nicole who are part of Varsity Brands raising money, and then we hear from patients and families of survivors and those who lost their children but are still here to give back to St. Jude, who gave so much to them, and it really is an honor to get to hear these stories today, y'all.
It's just a wonderful thing to see that, you know, Varsity Brands is based right here in Memphis. You know, there are so many companies that are based here that have a lot to do with St. Jude, that they cannot not do it because it's A, it's right here, and B, because the cause is so good. Right. And, you know, they send a lot of, you know, that Screech Fest down in Orlando for Varsity Spirit, where all they have the cheerleader competitions. But you can see on your screen all the sponsors that are participating this year. These are the official sponsors, the event sponsors, the official partners like CBiz, Landers Ford, Shaw, FedEx, of course, American Airlines, Flow Sports, who has the facilities to get us on around the country, Action News 5, the local, they're providing all of the equipment and everything to get us on the air. Is that Gatorade? You see all kind of Nucor, which is, they make steel, and they're over on President's Island, which is just a little bit away from here. JP Morgan Chase, Circa, the Y, of course, and you see the Varsity Brands and the official partners like Downtown Memphis, the Memphis Breakers Runners, and then, of course, Memphis, the Convention and Visitors Bureau. They've done just a great job in helping support all of this.
And that's Memphis in a nutshell right there.
Yes.
You know, Memphis does a great job of supporting St. Jude, but once you get out of Memphis, you realize that St. Jude is really a worldwide organization. I have been traveling in Europe with a St. Jude logo, and people from other countries will come up and ask about St. Jude, or say, I know of St. Jude, I have a child at St. Jude, or I know someone at St. Jude, or who has been helped by St. Jude. And it's really an amazing organization that does so much for children all around the world. As you see, some of the runners coming in from the half marathon, and the marathon should be finishing up. Some of them, or at least the winners, should be coming in soon. Like we said, this is a worldwide event. Participants from all 50 states and Puerto Rico, 82 countries represented.
Amazing.
I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. But that's the St. Jude name, and that's what makes this so special, is that it's not a Memphis event. It's a world event.
You know, we get to travel and do things. You know, I do Memphis Tiger football, and when we go on the road in a hotel, I turn on the TV, and first thing I see is a St. Jude ad.
Right.
You know, and you hear that dun 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 dun, you know, the logo music and everything. Hey, that's my hometown, and it's being broadcast to people that don't have any connection, don't know, and I think it's purposely done that they don't say the city because they want people to know that this is a national, international thing, so you don't have to say, okay, yeah, but I'm giving, and it is something when you come to the fact that as far as the parents are concerned, you know, no parent wants to hear that word has cancer. No parent wants to hear that. You know, I can't imagine if that was me hearing about that about my children. And the future becomes uncertain. And now that this little boy Reed, he's completed treatment at St. Jude and he's planning for the future right now. And his family is grateful for every moment made possible by St. Jude, every moment big and small.
I was just a normal second grade kid doing everyday kid things. My mom noticed something wrong with my left eye.
We were never planning for our child to have cancer until the one day they told us that he had it.
My name is Reed, and when I was 7, I was diagnosed with rhabdomyosarcoma. Since that moment, I had chemo rounds, MRIs, many long days and long nights. I went through about 1.5 years actually of treatments, and because of the great people at St. Jude, I was declared in remission.
It's so nice to see that for all practical purposes, he's a normal teenage kid getting ready for college and things that all teenagers are doing.
I love playing golf with my friends. I like to hunt, like to fish. I like playing guitar with my dad. From the second I learned to chord, that just really triggered my brain, and I just started eating it up. And so because I got into it with him, we just started playing together.
When you're faced with a time where you don't know if you're going to get those moments down the road, when you do come across them in life, you're fortunate enough to experience them. They just mean that much more.
When cancer enters into your life, then your future becomes what's going to happen in the next 5 minutes. So to be able to now start looking again as we're applying for colleges, what's the next 4 years going to look like? The next, 10 years from now, where's he going to be? We've got this. I think we do.
St. Jude gave me an incredible gift. I get this opportunity to pick out what I want to do for the rest of my life.
I think he's got a bright future, and I'm excited to watch it happen.
Carrie, are you cutting onions? Is somebody cutting onions up here? I'm like starting to tear up. That's something. You see, thanks for your support. That's all we can say, because your support means everything to people like Reed, to Reed's family, and everyone that's associated with that, everyone that has ever had a problem dealing with this, any type of disease like cancer. Childhood cancer it's just something terrible. You're just getting started out. That's why Danny Thomas, his first words when opening the hospital, and it's inscribed inside the temple that they have there with the golden dome, says, "No child should die within the dawn of life." In the dawn of life. So when you have that as your mission, you become selfless, and you want to do something more than just help yourself. You want to help someone else.
Right. And I'm living here in Memphis. I'm fortunate enough to be here with St. Jude and be help in any way we can.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I'm good friends with the person who one of the people who produces those videos, and it really puts a face to the mission. Mm-hmm. And when you see these kids and you see what they're going through and you see what they can become, and that's what they want. That's the mission. They want every child to have that chance. And we can't say it enough. Donate now. The QR code's right up there on the screen. Get your phone out. It's probably in your hand anyway.
Yeah, that's right. You're scrolling around. Stop scrolling.
Stop scrolling and hit that
click.
Hit that QR code, and any amount you can give goes to the children of St. Jude in one form or another. And we want to make sure that no child is denied a future. Every child gets a chance to grow up and to experience all the joys and some of the not joys of adulthood.
Just enjoy life.
Enjoy life. And we want to make sure that every kid has that chance, and you can help by donating to St. Jude and making sure that no child dies from childhood cancer, and we want to make sure that all the families are taken care of. They don't receive a bill for food, for transportation, for housing, and for treatment. and they get customized treatment plans from the doctors at St. Jude. And this goes all around the world. And you don't know what can help. You don't know that a treatment that they come up with here in Memphis could help with another cancer somewhere else down the road. So we just want to make sure that they have everything they need so that we can have everything we need and the kids can have everything that they need as well.
Well said, Red. And it's of course I call it Red because I get the red hair, but it's just it's a wonderful thing, and we are all so grateful to have a chance and an opportunity to try to spread the word. And right now we're going to spread ourselves a little bit because we got a break. We're going to have to take a break right now, but when we come back we'll have much more here from downtown Memphis and the St. Jude Memphis Marathon Weekend presented by Juice Plus.
My daughter Madeline was diagnosed with cancer at the age of 12. She loves Christmas, so I'm going to give her an amazing Christmas. Being able to be here with her, it is such a gift. Gratitude is not a big enough word for it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Varsity TV studio. The 2025 Cheer Sport National Championship.
Why be at the forefront of childhood cancer research? At St. Jude, we do it so Hunter can climb his favorite tree again. So Faith can ride her bike in the warm night air. And Miguel gets more story time with Mama. We do it because every innovation we make is a moment we give to children with cancer everywhere. But we can't do it without you. Help St. Jude give children with cancer more moments. Moments that can last a lifetime.
Back in downtown Memphis, where the St. Jude Memphis Marathon Weekend presented by Juice Plus is about to wrap up. We got a little bit more than an hour to go here as the marathon runners are on the course. The half marathon runners are finishing up. You see them coming across the finish line there. They've got their tinfoil finisher capes on. And yeah, Reg, you wondered, does that really keep you warm?
They said it does keep you warm.
Yeah, I think it traps the body. Oh, he lost his there. Go back and pick it up. It's okay. It's all right. You know, we got people here that'll help you out. But you know, it's just and everybody's looking at their phone to check their time. You can tell the serious runners because they're looking, try to see, okay, what time did I finish? And I would not be that serious.
No, I would be looking to make sure I wasn't dead.
I'd be looking to see where's the next. All right, Google, where's the next serious care facility?
Right.
You know, where I can get in real quick because I'm aching. I got my lumbago.
This is just an amazing weekend, though, and if you're downtown, I mean, really, if you're in Memphis, it is the place to be. And
yes.
22,000 plus people down here racing in this marathon weekend, 1,000 plus virtually running
around the world.
I can only imagine there's probably more than that.
We're hoping that some picked up as they watched this broadcast. You know,
yeah,
oh man,
absolutely.
I'll get out this afternoon and go, you know, do a couple of miles and then log that for St. Jude.
I mean, we've seen, I've seen an elf. We had a guy in a full suit.
Yes.
Who else did
He
we
said he
have?
lost a bet, so he had to wear the suit.
He did lose a bet, so.
But he finished it. He did it.
But he looked good.
So he made good on his bet.
And
there
he
you
looked
go.
good.
Oh yeah.
He
I
looked
know.
good running. So
I would hire him.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. We had. I did see a dinosaur earlier. And I'm not sure.
I did see there was a Santa Claus in jeans.
Santa Claus, yes. A Santa Claus in jeans and people in shorts. And which, I mean, I guess if you're running, you know, a half
if you're a
marathon-
runner and that's what you do, I guess that's what you did. The
Good for
runners
you.
like it cold. I mean,
Yes.
serious runners like it really, really cold.
Absolutely.
And out of the 22,000, you know, it's not just the marathon. It's the half marathon. It's the 10K. There's a 5K. And then there's also coming up here in a little bit, there's at noon, there's a fun run for kids,
Right.
ages 12 and
a
under.
wheelchair race as well.
Oh, there were wheelchair
Yes.
races. And so, yeah, they're getting everyone. They're making sure everyone's involved. And, of course, you can see that the St. Jude Memphis Marathon Weekend presented by Juice Plus is voted the half marathon, the best half marathon in Tennessee for 2024. They want to make sure they come back and make that happen again this year. And, you know, we heard some of the runners, like Madison, who's from Chattanooga, said, oh, this is the best thing I've ever done.
Right.
Running all over. Of course, she won, back-to-back winner. But she said with the music and with the cheer stations and then running through the campus of the
There's like
hospital.
65 cheer stations,
Yes.
I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's all
Amazing.
kind of places for inspiration, like artwork by the children of St. Jude. And but I think especially the music. It's Memphis music. You know, Memphis
Wow.
music is known throughout the world, just like St. Jude Children's Research Hospital is. And when they come by and they hear the music playing, it just gives them that extra. They're not just out running with
Right.
nothing else to do or see, or where they only think about running and how much, you know, it's tough to run, but they have things to take their mind off of it. And also, when they hit that corner and go around to St. Jude,
And
that really
see
does.
yeah, absolutely. They see the faces of the children. There are some of the patients, the doctors,
The
the
parents.
nurses, the parents. They're, you know, that is an inspirational moment for everyone. And we want to talk about Romeo. Was a patient at St. Jude, referred to St. Jude in Memphis. Romeo's family terrified of what would happen with his brain tumor diagnosis, but that scared feeling was quickly replaced by hope. And after talking to his care team, they have all the hope in the world.
George is his standard poodle.
He follows you everywhere, and like, if he's on two legs, we're the exact same height.
I don't like pets very much, but I like George because of my son.
We all cherish George so much for helping us save Romeo's life. It was his birthday the week prior, so we were going that weekend to pick up the dog that I got for him.
I just wanted to sleep in, and my mom said, "You're the one that wanted the dog, so you have to come with me."
As we were driving to where we were picking up the dog, Romeo started acting weird, and I thought, something's not right. We didn't know at the time, but he suffers from silent seizures. He forgot who I was, he forgot who he was. He didn't even know where he was at. And I took him straight to the emergency room. Once he was in the helicopter and he was off, they told me like it's 30 more minutes and he would not have made it. If it wasn't for George that morning to go pick him up, he could have passed away. I would have let him sleep in that morning. He got diagnosed with ependymoma stage 2 brain cancer. It's very rare. It was a large mass on his brain that got surgically removed twice. He stayed in a hospital for a while. They referred us to St. Jude. We immediately came here to start radiation. At the worst time of my life, I honestly could not have had a better place to be. They walk you through step by step. It was just fell all into place here. So when we come back here, it's such a comforting feeling, honestly.
He's done with the treatment. Right now, we is coming every 3 months to do MRIs.
For St. Jude to not send us a bill for anything has been such a blessing.
I want to say thank you to St. Jude.
St. Jude is a savior for our family. And I was so scared I wasn't gonna know how to live our new life because Our old life is just that. It's our old life now. It's literally a wake-up call to enjoy the little things. Romeo wakes up every day with a smile. After being at St. Jude, I never view my glass as half empty. It's always half full. That is the words I live by now.
Wow, you see some of the kids out here on the course. Their parents are running, and it's, oh man, that story with Romeo and his dog. It's like, just adorable.
It
and
just puts a face to it.
Yeah, it definitely puts a face to it. And when you see the things like that, that makes me want to reach in my pocket. We do this every year. My wife and I donate to St. Jude, and you should too. And it doesn't take that much. It's not that much effort. We got a QR code we can show you right now. We've been showing you throughout the telecast here, where all you have to do is hold up your phone, point it at the TV screen where the QR code is, and when the thing comes up, you just click it, and it tells you what you can do to donate to St. Jude. It's getting a little bit warmer out here. Feels feels better for us, and I know it's got to feel good for the runners that are completing the course.
Yeah.
And when they're all going through something. You know, everybody's got something.
Everyone's got something.
Everybody got something, as we used to say. And, you don't know what someone is going through. And when you see that pained look on somebody's face, you never know. It could be that their child has cancer. And when you see a kid, you got to be kind, because you don't know what they're going through. But we can all help, and we can be part of this solution. And that's what we want to do. And I think Maddie's out with someone now who's working to try to get that done.
Yeah. Hey, Maddie.
Hey, y'all. Okay, I'm with the Goldsboro family. Cassie Goldsboro just finished the half marathon. Pretty in pink. How do you feel?
I feel wonderful.
Tell me why you're here today and why you decided to run for St. Jude.
My daughter was diagnosed with stage 4 high-risk neuroblastoma at 12 months, and she's now 6 years old. St. Jude saved her life.
And this must be Emma, who's on your shirt.
Yes, and this is her brother Mason.
Emma, how are you doing today?
Emma,
do you want to say anything?
Good.
Good. That's awesome. And she was here as you finished the race. What was that like to see her at the finish line?
Amazing, just amazing. It feels so good to have my family here supporting me, and just to see all these people come out and support, this wonderful organization that St. Jude is.
As a family who's been at St. Jude, we have been talking about all this morning. No family has to pay for treatment there. Why is that important?
It's important for a number of reasons. You want to be focused on your child's health and getting her better. You don't have to worry about insurance approvals. You don't have to worry about the medicine being there. You don't have to worry about housing. You don't have to worry about anything but getting your child well. Yeah, it's a blessing.
They're the first priority throughout it all.
100%.
Well, it is a pleasure to speak with you guys today and to meet Emma and her brother and your entire family. You guys, thanks for talking to me.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your day. And, Emma standing right here, this is why we're here, for the kids, for the families, and for kids like Emma.
Excellent, Maddie. That's wonderful. One thing we saw about, this parent here, she said that St. Jude saved her life. Saved her life. And that's not, I had a cold and I went and got the shot and I'm okay, or something like that. No, saved her life. And that's something that there's no price tag put up. You can't put a price tag on that. And that's why St. Jude doesn't put a price tag on that. Right. It doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, whatever your circumstances are. You can come to St. Jude, or you can get the protocol wherever you are, because as we said, they're not stingy with what they do. They want to make sure the world has this, has the knowledge and the ability to. They share their knowledge around the world with doctors around the world, so they can take care of sick kids in their area, wherever they are. But then the epicenter is right here, though, and this is where they do the bulk of the work.
And she said it, she didn't have to worry about travel, food, transportation, treatment. Everything's paid for those families so that they can focus on getting their child well. And that's why we're here. We want to raise money for St. Jude. They want to raise $16 million or more. You know, I mean, nothing to say we got to stop at $16 million. Let's just go on and, you know, make it 17, 18 million while we're at it. So, yeah, they want to raise that this weekend. This event alone is the largest single-day fundraising event for St. Jude. So we want to make sure that it's an impactful weekend. It will be an impactful weekend. Everyone here will be impacted by this because there's no one here that hasn't been impacted somehow by cancer. And we want to make sure that all those kids that are fighting the disease now and fighting other incurable, or not incurable diseases, but other life-threatening diseases have a chance to grow up and have a chance to experience all the joys that being a kid and growing into an adult brings. So we want to make sure that they have everything they need to be a success in life in general.
And talk about being a success. Maddie right now out on the course with the winner, the numero uno, the first one to cross the finish line in the St. Jude Memphis Marathon Weekend presented by Juice Plus. Maddie, you got the winner. Take it away.
I got the winner, basically royalty at this point. It's Jordan English. How you doing?
Better now that I'm done, yeah.
He doesn't even look tired, but you said maybe a little.
Yeah, I'm hiding it well, I think.
You're doing a great job. How was the course today? How was the race?
Yeah, course is great. Weather was perfect. Energy is great. Everything you could ask for in a race. So.
And how do you feel about your time?
I feel okay about the time. I feel good. Kind of let go of the time and was just racing the field, so I feel good about that.
That's great. How did you train for today's marathon?
Lots of running. Yeah, I mean, just kind of normal, higher mileage, long runs. So.
And coming in from Kansas City.
Yeah.
Now, how long have you been planning to come to Memphis for this particular race?
Yeah, since last year. I planned on running it last year, but I got injured, so I couldn't. So I was here just spectating. So for that whole year, I've been excited to come back and race.
And this race is so special because so many people run for loved ones. You said that you're running today for Gavin. Who is Gavin?
Yeah, running in memory of Gavin. It's a former student who passed away a couple years ago. His family is part of our cross-country team in Liberty, Missouri. So yeah, running in memory of him.
And what was Gavin like?
He was awesome. Lots of energy, hard work. He taught us all that we can do hard things, and that's kind of the phrase that we've had, is that Gavin did really hard things, so we can do really hard things. So I was kind of channeling that inspiration today.
I love that. That's so important. Well, you have the finish line. You have your medal. What's next?
Can I say beer? Is that allowed? Yeah, food and beer, and join Memphis for tonight.
I think that they have some behind us in Ozone Park.
I'm hoping so.
Jordan, it was a pleasure to meet you. Congratulations. Hey, crowd, can we get some noise for Jordan? The marathon winner? That's right. Thank you so much. There are even more people coming in finishing the marathon, so we can't wait to see who's next.
Food and beer, that's a great thing. And it's like, you know, the marathon on the Memphis economy had more $4 million impact on the Memphis economy. So that's good for the city. But what's great for the event is that 16+ million will probably be raised today with the 22,000 runners that we've had, participants that we've had out here on the course today.
Absolutely, and you can help. Just take a look at that QR screen or QR code on your screen. Get out your phone, make a donation. Every little bit helps, so don't feel like your dollar is not going towards a good cause. Every little bit helps, and we want to make sure that they reach that $16 million goal, and if we can go further, even better.
Yeah, since 2002 when the marathon started, counting up to right now, they've raised more than $174 million. So incredible.
Yes.
If I could use my Spanish.
But what did they? Right. Spanish. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but,
what did they say? It was like $2 billion.
$2.5 billion is raised. Has been raised. It takes more than $2 billion to run the hospital.
Yeah, right. So
every year, not just once. I'm talking about every single year. And you think about that.
Right. And it's events like these. This is the single greatest event what? Help me out, Jarvis.
Single,
my brain just left my body.
Like there's a lot of events, like you have the FedEx St. Jude Championships.
Single day fundraising.
That runs over several
Yes.
days. You have some other events that go over several, but in the single day, this is the single largest day.
Fundraising
in a
day,
single
yes.
day. Yeah, so 16+ million. So that's what we want to see.
Yes, 22,000 people here. Yes, there it is. That's what I needed.
Thank you for correcting us.
Thank you. The largest single-day fundraising event for St. Jude. Folks, we've been here for how long?
You get a little loopy.
3 hours.
You know, we've been here since 5 o'clock in the morning.
The coffee
so
is wearing off at this point, and I have not run a marathon. But this is our 24th race weekend, the big 25 next year, so we're looking forward to that. Hopefully we'll be a part of that as well. It's just an amazing event. Look at all these people. We've got some finishers. The marathon winner just crossed the finish line, and I'm sure we'll have the female winner coming in shortly. We are live here in Memphis, the Memphis St. Jude Marathon Weekend presented by Juice Plus. We'll be right back.
Every action has a reaction. Here at St. Jude, the act of giving sets off something extraordinary. A chain reaction that fuels hope and progress. Each donation powers research that could help accelerate breakthroughs and lead to the discovery of more life-saving cures. Join the mission. Be the spark. Support St. Jude today.
On the fourth day, God created. Legend ain't curse now. Get this beating wildin' now. You don't get it yet. I'm back if you can hear me say. BJA. We don't play. It's some Brandon all up in your face. All up in your face. All up in your face. BSB black. Struck back. I got my hands with me. Pop back. If you win, now that's fact. There's a storm in the
Statewide 3 on top hunting. The bulls are running. You better watch out. A stampede is coming.
Like a bull in the ring, you're about to get stomped.
Why be at the forefront of childhood cancer research? At St. Jude, we do it because every innovation we make is a moment we give to children with cancer everywhere. But we can't do it without you. Help St. Jude give children with cancer more moments. Moments that can last a lifetime.
Hey, back live in downtown Memphis, the St. Jude Memphis Marathon Weekend presented by Juice Plus. About to wrap up here. We're going along as we've seen the first winner, the winner of the men's section
group,
of the marathon. 26.2 miles, I think is what a marathon distance is.
A little farther than I can run.
Yeah, that's a long way, or we say long a way, and you can fill in the blank. But and he did not even, he looked nonplussed about it. He was, he's a little tired, but I'm okay.
Yeah.
But he said he's from Missouri, Liberty, Missouri, and so all 50 states are represented in the race here. They're coming from all over the country to run in this race. Why, you might ask? Why would you come to Memphis to run and be tired and all that stuff? It's cold. It's getting warmer now. But you come here because of the cause. There's a reason for the race, as Chris Boyson said, who's one of the executives at St. Jude. There is a reason for this race, and it's the kids. It's getting them the resources they need so they can live healthy, productive lives. And who knows what they could grow up to be. But you want them to grow up. And that's why the hospital is here to take care of these dreaded childhood cancers, eradicate them if at all possible, at least make it livable for them.
And we're surrounded by banners and pictures.
Yes.
The children are not lost in this.
No.
It's finding cures, saving children. That is the goal. The race participants will see patients, doctors, nurses, all kinds of support staff when they go through that campus,
that is
which
so
is about
inspirational.
what would you say, like a mile?
It's about a mile
it's
from
about
here.
a mile from here. So
Just down BB King.
Yeah.
Go that way and you'll run into it.
and
there's more construction going on right
sure,
now.
because it doesn't end.
No,
it
no.
doesn't
They're
end.
building
But
more
that's the
research
goal,
towers.
is that hopefully it does end, and hopefully we can find cures that we need to help save these children and save everyone in the long run. Because the research that they do here, it could have a profound impact on cures across the board.
Around the world. That is correct. St. Jude is not stingy with its protocols, with its what they do and how they do it. They let doctors around the world know. They let them in on the secret. Oh, hey, this genome here. You split this one over here. You do that. And I don't know what a genome is. I just heard it. But that's what they do. I mean, that's why you have doctors. You know, we're here because we do what we do. They're there because they do what they do. And we are so glad to present what they do to the world so we can get this done. And, you know, there's a patient named Javon at St. Jude that has been undergoing this dreaded cancer, and you know he's found a way to get cooking to help him make it through this disease. Let's take a look at Javon.
Hey y'all, my name is Javon, and thank y'all for tuning in for my series. So right now I'm going to make my mac and cheese. Everybody say mac and cheese. Mac and cheese. So this memory with the mac and cheese, I got diagnosed with cancer at the age of 2 during 2003. I was diagnosed with ALL. I beat cancer so bad that they wanted a rematch twice. And of course, I'm here. I beat cancer 3 times. During my relapse, I had this weird craving for cheese. I had to have my cheese. My favorite was mac and cheese. I love mac and cheese. So right now I'm going to make my roux because we're going to bake my mac and cheese. Some butter, my flour. I'm gonna give it a little stir so the roux can create. Add my heavy cream, garlic to add some flavor, a little garlic powder, a little paprika for color and also flavor, some onion powder, a little bit, a pinch of salt and pepper, a little milk. And it's okay to get messy in the kitchen. That means you're doing it right. We're gonna add the cheese, more cheese, cheese tacks, more cheese, lots of cheese. Ooh, all right, this is looking real good. Ooh, that's good. Now I'm going to get my noodles that's already been cooked, add some butter. All right, now I'm going to pour this bad boy. Ooh, this is heavy. Ooh, look at that. More cheese. The legacy of St. Jude and Danny Thomas. It's breathtaking because the work that St. Jude does to find a cure for cancer is amazing. Thank you for your support. Thank you. All right, y'all. This bad boy been in the oven for like 30 minutes. It came out so beautiful. Like, look at it. Just look at it. Oh, this is so good. I did that. Okay. I love y'all. Bye.
Oh, dude, we were just looking at that. That is that's not Pikachu. That's from Pokemon. It's got to be one of the Pokemon. I don't know which one it is. My grandson watches it. I'm saying turn that off because I cannot stand. No. Somebody else fight your battles for
awesome,
you.
though.
But you know, fighting the battles is what we're doing here today, and that is just awesome. Can you imagine running in that? He's got his race number on and everything, and
That's
he's
awesome.
Trying to do the Dougie there, I think.
Yeah.
But it's just amazing. And I have to say this, Carrie, Red, if I could be so close to you. I'm hungry. I ain't hungry. I'm hungry after watching that. Javon, dang, Javon, that looked good, buddy. I'm telling you what.
I'm really craving some mac and cheese.
And, you know, in the shot of him as a kid and then the shot of
That's
him
great.
as older, and he's got that shirt. This shirt saves lives.
And it really does.
It really, really does.
Really
and he's
does.
grown up to be able to do those kind of things. You know, he can cook. That boy can burn. And then I'm telling you what.
I mean, he could have brought us some mac and cheese.
Well, maybe he will
down
next
here
time.
To the,
He's
to
here
the
so he
set.
can.
That's right.
He's been given a chance.
Absolutely.
By the doctors at St. Jude and by all of us and all of you out there that are donating to this great cause here at the hospital.
I want to see that QR code again because I don't think we can say it enough, and I don't think that we can ask enough.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to get our phones out. We need to scan the QR code and make sure that we give what we can to St. Jude and these kids because what they're doing is amazing. Finding cures, saving lives, that is the mission right now. So, yeah, give what you can. No dollar amount is too small. We'd rather have 1 million people give $1 than one person give $1 million.
Because you can count on people. You can't count on that one person.
That's right.
And you want to see that. You want to see that happen, and it can happen. It's been happening. More than 174 million has been raised from this race alone since it started in 2002.
So we're going for 16 million. Oh man. Oh, what?
How do you juggle and run a marathon?
I can't even juggle standing still
and run a marathon and you got to breathe and all that stuff. You know, that's what we have. It's a show going on here. Whenever you come to the marathon, there's no telling what you'll see.
No.
And that's why we've had there's one of the Pokemon characters there. Oh, he's going to rise and fly away maybe, which would be a good thing. And it's one of those things where you don't know what you'll see. Like the 65 cheer stations along there that we've had the people holding up signs saying, "Go random stranger."
Yes.
You know, and the music and just the fun and the feeling of the whole thing. That's why this is the #1 race in Tennessee, the #1 marathon, #1 half marathon, and they want to do it again. And right now, Maddie, who's out there on the race course at the finish line, she has some fans that have been lined up there for a while, right?
Yeah, check it out. Hey, Maddie.
Carrie, you talk about the cheer stations. We got the ultimate cheer station here at the finish line. Woo! Now, I did not warn any of these folks that they would be live on television, but I just wanted to show you all of the incredible people who have lined up to help our runners cross the finish line. How are y'all doing? Now, how early did you get here?
7 o'clock or 6:30 actually.
6:30, and has your runner come through yet?
He's about to.
He's coming right here, look! We're gonna see it right here?
Yeah, he's about to.
He's about to. That's incredible. Running the half or the full. And these runners need our support right here at the end. Did you guys see the fella juggling there at the end? That was incredible. Now, where are you folks from?
Milan, Tennessee.
And who are you here cheering for?
Jim Nelson, he's coming soon.
Let's go, Jim Nelson! I want to keep going down here because we have some signs that I want to make sure everybody's able to see. Any signs? Here we go. Maggie and Layton run like the bar is closing. What bar's closing? Now, are Maggie and Layton going to laugh when they see this?
They will, for
Have
sure.
they crossed the finish line yet?
Layton has. Maggie is about to come.
All right, let's go, Maggie. She better run faster. I think the bars will be open a little bit longer, though. And what signs do we have here? Can we see the signs? Go, Kate, go. You can do it. The race isn't over.
Her last name is Hazel Rigg, but the race isn't rigged. She's just that fast.
She's just that fast. Has Hazel crossed yet?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay, so what race is she running?
Half.
The half marathon. We are yelling for you, Hazel. Where are y'all from?
We're from, well, she's from Alabama, but she's my big at Rhodes in Memphis.
Incredible. All right, Hazel, what a beautiful sign. You know, we've had people lined up here since early this morning, even before I got down here to the finish line. And it really is so important for the runners to get that last burst of energy before they cross. Can we get some more noise? Let's go. Cancer is no match for you, and neither is this race. Who are you cheering for today?
My son, who's a patient right now.
He's a patient at St. Jude.
And running today.
What race?
The half.
The half marathon. And how long has he been at St. Jude, and how's he doing?
He's been at St. Jude for 4 years. He started in 21, and he's Still doing chemo, but he's doing good because he's running today.
That's incredible. And how is it going to feel, do you think, to see him cross the finish line today?
I'll cry.
You're going to cry? I might cry with you. That's incredible. What's your name? Where are you from?
Carrie Apple from Cookeville, Tennessee.
And what's your son's name?
Carter.
Carter? Carter Apple, we're cheering for you. Let's make some noise for Carter, for the race, and for his treatment here at St. Jude. We'll leave you with just the image of the finish line and all of the fans here today. What an incredible morning it's been here in Memphis. We just saw the female winner cross the finish line, and more guys are crossing right now, so the fun is still going down here, y'all.
Oh, it just looks beautiful. Look at all the runners coming across, and for that mother that has the son that is going through chemo.
Yeah.
And
I can't imagine.
And has been at St. Jude for 4 years, and he's up. He's summoned up the willpower and the courage to get up and run in this race. And he's running not only for himself, but he's running for others as well. And that is just, it's so inspirational.
It's unbelievable. I can't imagine going through chemo. I've been through chemo. I don't want to. I can't imagine running a marathon and going through, or a half marathon and going through chemo. But that's what this race means to people, is they want to do it. They want to give to St. Jude, and we want you to give to St. Jude. Scan that QR code on your screen. Give to St. Jude whatever you can afford. No donation is too small. Give $1. Give $1. Yeah. That's it. Give $5. You know, we want to. 16 million is the goal for this weekend, and we need to help St. Jude reach that goal.
16 million plus if they can.
Oh, yeah.
And
actually 18. We should go to 18.
Well, yeah, why don't we do that? Let's up the ante. Up the ante a little bit.
Absolutely.
And when you look at that QR code, it doesn't take much effort to do that. Not the effort that the runners are giving out here today.
You can sit on your couch.
You can sit on the keister and do it. And so you want to get out there. You want to donate to St. Jude. We're having a wonderful time here. The race is starting to wrap up, and we will be back in just a moment with more winners and more exciting action from the St. Jude Memphis Marathon Weekend, presented by Juice Plus.
The world's best cheer and dance is here all season long. From rising stars to legendary dynasties, this season isn't just about watching greatness, it's about being a part of it. Level 6 is calling challengers, champs, and every athlete chasing the next hit, the next upgrade, the next perfect routine. Dance levels up. Who sets the bar this year? You don't just watch the sport, you live it. And it's all here all season long. Welcome to Varsity TV.
Why be at the forefront of childhood cancer research? At St. Jude, we do it because every innovation we make is a moment we give to children with cancer everywhere. But we can't do it without you. Help St. Jude give children with cancer more moments. Moments that can last a lifetime.
Cheerleaders, dancers, coaches, and fans. You asked, we delivered. Get ready to relive the most iconic moments from the 2024-2025 season with Varsity TV 24/7. Your cheer and dance destination anytime, anywhere. This all-access channel will feature unmatched coverage, on-demand access, and exclusive content just as if you were there. Relive the magic, discover new favorites, and get inspired around the clock. Download the Varsity TV app and stream or cast from desktop, mobile, or your TV. Subscribe now and never miss a beat.
Hello, Fresh. I am Navy. No child deserves to die of cancer. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital works nonstop to help push the overall childhood cancer survival rate in the U.S. from 20% to more than 80%. We won't stop until no child dies of cancer. Help St. Jude give kids what they deserve, a chance to live, a chance at a lifetime.
Help St. Jude find more cures for more children. Donate now at stjude.org.
All right, look at them coming in. Yeah, raise their hand up there. They're having fun as they cross the finish line, showing the love here in Memphis at the St. Jude Memphis Marathon Weekend presented by Juice Plus. As thousands of runners have taken to the streets of Memphis to raise money for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, which is just a little bit down the road right here in Memphis, in downtown Memphis. And it's turned out to be a beautiful day. No clouds in the sky. It was really cold this morning, but not as cold as it was last year.
No.
And now the sun's up a little bit. Sometimes it ducks in and out between the tall buildings. It gets a little bit chilly, but then it warms back up a little bit. It's perfect weather for the runners, and you see them coming in their tinfoil overcoats, whatever it is that is. They say it keeps them warm, and that's a good thing, but their hearts are warm because of what they're doing.
Exactly. And let's talk about the numbers again. We got 22,000 plus running in these races today, 1,000 plus virtually running, all 50 states represented in this race, 97 countries around the world represented here in Memphis. And we've got one important finisher.
Oh, we do.
Coming up. Yeah, there's by the numbers, and we've got 154 million plus raised through 2024. The goal this weekend, 16 million plus for 2025. This is the 24th year of this race, the big 25 next year, and the estimated economic impact, 53, I believe it's 53 million impact, economic impact here in Memphis. Yeah. We're going to go to Maddie, who has the #1 finisher on the women's side. Maddie.
Yes, it's a good day to have a J name because we talked to Jordan, the male winner, and this is Julia, the female winner. Julia, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
How are you doing right now?
I'm good. I feel pretty good.
I heard a rumor that this was your first marathon?
Yeah, it was.
Have you run a race before?
Yeah, I have. I've been running my whole life, and I did a couple half marathon races to train for this, but yeah, first marathon.
And why did you choose the Memphis Marathon for St. Jude?
Well, I go to school in Knoxville, so it was kind of like the closest one for me to go to.
Now, I've seen so many people come by and congratulate you. What's the camaraderie like out there on the course? Are you guys talking to each other, or are you in the zone?
Kind of a mix of both. I talked to some people, but then I was also just listening to my music a lot of the time.
What's the soundtrack for a marathon winner?
I don't know, just anything like upbeat, like early 2000s music, I don't know.
My kind of girl, it's all about the beats per minute. You just got to keep on pace.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, what's next for today? Any plans?
Not really, just driving home after this, I guess.
We'll get out and stretch every now and then so your legs don't get too sore.
Yeah, I will.
Julia, congratulations. Thanks for taking some time. Her mom's over here taking photos of her, so you have some cheerleaders here today.
Yeah, I have both my parents here with me, so.
That's incredible. Okay, thank you so much, y'all. We've spoken to so many incredible people out here today, Julia included, who raised money, or who were a part of the St. Jude family, who had children there and were volunteers. So, goodness, I've loved being out here on the finish line.
It's something to see these runners come from all over the state of Tennessee. You know, this is a long state. I mean, we've had some earlier come from Chattanooga, and of course, Julia's coming in from Knoxville,
yeah.
and you know, that's like, Julia, put some clothes on. It's cold out here, girl. Somebody get her one of them tinfoil things.
Yeah, she needs a tinfoil blanket.
But runners like those. They like cold weather because you know, once you get to running, your own body heat takes care of itself. And when you're running out here, you're not thinking of yourself. You're thinking outside of yourself for what you can do to help someone else.
And what you can do is give money to St. Jude. So that's the goal this weekend, $16 million. We want to raise 16 million plus.
Yes.
We're going to up it. But right now we want to talk about one of those kids and take a look at this patient story coming your way right now.
My name is Yi Ke, and I'm at St. Jude to receive treatment for AML. I have gone through chemotherapy and the bone marrow transplant. Every step is challenging, but it's heartwarming because they also value my mental health. So both my physical and mental health has been improved throughout the process. I enjoy painting. It's a way to express myself it's kind of like a little escape from all the treatment. Cancer or getting treatment is not all the things about life. It's just part of life. I can still enjoy life or do other things. And I think this is very important. I think every brick of St. Jude, it's a brick of hope, and it's also a place of strength. Everyone here, I think, no matter patients or different staff, we are all very closely connected, and we pass down strength through this connection. St. Jude 医院是一个充满希望的地方。
Her story is so inspirational. Ike is, we got Spider-Man here. You know, I'm a big Spider-Man. That was one of my favorite comic books growing up. I had more than 300 Spider-Man comic books as a kid, and then they made the movies. And if you've ever seen the Across the Spider-Verse or Into the Spider-Verse, it's those are tremendous. Beyond the Spider-Verse is supposed to come out in a couple of years, but that's another story.
Yeah. But heroes. It's a hero.
It's a
and
hero.
all these people that
That's
are
why
running.
I did that.
Yes.
Excellent segue.
segue.
Thank you for
here,
saving
yes.
me, Carrie Anderson.
I got to save you from yourself. But all of these people running today, and you out there in the universe.
Yes.
Yeah, you're the heroes that we need. You're the heroes that we make this place possible. And this place, of course, we're talking about St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, and we need your donations. 60 million plus is the goal for this weekend. All of these people, their entry fees have gone toward that goal.
Correct.
And they're heroes in of themselves for running and being out here today, and all the people out here supporting them. We've got the QR code up on the screen again. Please hit that with your phone. Not physically hit it, but you know what I mean.
I think I got you.
You got me?
Yeah.
Okay. We've got some more finishers coming in, and yeah, it's just a great weekend.
Oh, it's a tremendous weekend, and people are coming from all over. Speaking from coming from all over, you know, Maddie Gardner is coming here from Charlotte, I believe, and she's come here she has no ties to this area, but she wanted to have a chance, something to do with this event, and it's just been a tremendous thing. You did it last year when you were Prego, Maddie. Now you've got a 10-month-old, and now you've got a heck of a story to tell twice over now, right?
That's right. Goodness, it is such a pleasure to be here. I was joking with Carrie earlier. I said, I'm so glad they asked me about you, the broadcaster. I'd have had to run because I just wanted to be out here at the marathon today. My husband just finished his first half marathon. He came in 4 minutes under his goal time. So, yeah, it was great to see him cross the finish line, and it's always a pleasure to be working with the two of you.
Maddie, we appreciate it. You are
the pleasure is ours.
A true professional to come out here, to get up this early, to come almost across. It's 600 miles or so from Charlotte to Memphis to come over and be a part of this. We really appreciate the bright sunshine you bring to the finish line there, to get all the participants and all the fans. She got a great job with all the fans out there on the finish line. I know that was fun for you, right?
It was so much fun. I love talking to everyone who came out here. They're just as dedicated as all of our broadcast teams. Some of them were out here at 5:30 in the morning just to get a spot on the finish line. So, yeah, these are the troopers out here.
All right, Maddie Gardner, we really thank you and appreciate your work and the coverage that you've given there on the finish line at the St. Jude Memphis Marathon Weekend, presented by Juice Plus. And, you know, for us here on the set, Carrie, this is a labor of love. I mean, you know, this is something that you really you have to experience. You know, you can't just talk about it. You can't just see it on television. You need to experience it if you can, at least once, to come out and see the smiles on the faces, even though people are hurting once they finish that. They get through the 24 miles, or even like the half marathon, or the 5K that's run here. You know, there's a kids fun run, a one miler. You know, they're out here running, but they're not running for themselves. They're running for the kids at St. Jude.
Absolutely, and this is really, I think I can speak for everyone when I say that St. Jude is really the crown jewel of Memphis, and really the crown jewel of the Mid-South and everywhere else. I mean, they are helping find cures and saving children all over the world. And they can only do that with your donations. So I want to, again, say it. Please give whatever you can to St. Jude. No family has to worry about travel, transportation, food, treatment, anything.
Yes.
Everything is taken care of, but it is not free. And they need money to run this hospital. $2 billion plus, I believe they said it.
$2.5 billion.
$2.5 billion.
Billion.
A
Billion
year.
with a B.
Right. So every dollar counts. So please give what you can. And all of these people out here have done what they can this weekend to make it an amazing weekend here in Memphis,
yes,
and around the world.
And we want to make sure that we are able to keep doing this. And when you see the love on the people, all the people, there are people here from all walks of life, doctors, dentists, people that are day laborers, people that are coming in. They've had that connection to cancer because, as you said, Carrie, we all know someone that has been affected by this dread disease. And we want to make sure we can help eradicate it, especially with the children. And that's why St. Jude Children's Research Center is here. Donate now. You saw the QR code. And we will be back to you one more time on the St. Jude Memphis Marathon Weekend presented by Juice Plus.
Imagine a world where no child dies of cancer. That is what drives us day and night at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We're changing how the world treats and defeats childhood cancer. And no family receives a bill from St. Jude for treatment, travel, housing, or food. Please, help give these kids a chance to live. We can't do it without you.
Help St. Jude find more cures for more children. Donate now at stjude.org.
Varsity TV, your all-access pass to everything cheer and dance. Stream over 150 live events. Immerse yourself in the thrill of live competitions. Relive every moment with rebroadcasts and replays. Experience the magic again and again. Stay ahead of the game with The League by Varsity All-Star. Follow the points race, get expert insights, and stay updated with the latest news. View scores as they're released and track your team's success throughout the season across the entire country. Unlock the secrets of cheer and dance with our exclusive content.
We have trained for this moment. It does not matter what anybody else has done.
Go behind the scenes, witness the magic, and hear from the best on and off the mat. Subscribe today. Varsity TV, where the spirit of cheer and dance comes to life.
Thanks to the breakthroughs at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, 4 out of 5 kids in America will survive cancer. But 1 out of 5 won't make it. What if that one child was yours? At St. Jude, we won't stop until no child dies of cancer. But we can't do it without your help.
This holiday, help St. Jude find more cures for more children. Donate now at stjude.org.
Back here live in Memphis for the St. Jude Memphis Marathon Weekend presented by Juice Plus. My son, my Bubba. That's who they're running for. And one's in a tiger suit and one, I don't know what that was, the other one was wearing, but everybody's running for someone.
Absolutely.
And the things that we have seen out here today, remember, more than 22,000 runners took place, they're still running them. Some of the marathon runners are still out on the course, but it took almost 40 minutes to get them started.
Yeah.
And this is a wide street here at BB King and Union Avenue here in Memphis, and we saw them they go off in groups so you can get a little bit of separation. But it took all the way from the start is about a quarter mile from here down at Beale Street, and it was like it took forever. 40 minutes for the whole way for everybody to finally get out on the course. And, they're out there, they're running. They saw they had a chance to run through the campus, which is the most exhilarating and the most compelling part of the course. And the thing that you see what you're running for. You're not just giving your money to some nebulous thing out there in space. You actually see what you're running for. And the kids are out there. The actual patients are there with the bald heads, and the parents are out there, and they're cheering people on, and the cheer stations where they're cheering on the runners. It's been a wonderful sight to see.
It really has been, and this is such a group effort. We've talked about the sponsors, and of course, we thank them, but I want to take a minute to thank all the volunteers.
Yes,
because
4,000.
4,000 plus, I'm
Yes.
sure. Volunteers who make this weekend possible. They have taken time out of their weekend to come out here and make this an enjoyable experience for all of these runners and the families and the people who are cheering on the runners. And they're doing it because they love St. Jude, and that's why we're all here. We want to make sure that you give to St. Jude. The QR code is up there now. One more time, please hit that QR code and give what you can, because this is just, it's an amazing organization. It's an amazing facility. And the research and the cures and the science that they're doing over there, and those pink buildings down the street, they're
Oh, yeah.
doing amazing things, and they're helping people all over the world. As you see some of the runners coming in now, those could be some of the half marathon winners or finishers, and the marathon winners or finishers as well. Finishing up this amazing St. Jude Memphis Marathon Weekend. And
well, that's just behind us here at AutoZone Park. As we look behind, you can, oh, wow, look behind there. You could see just how many thousands of people are out. They don't want to go home. You know, someone said, you know, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
I think the runners want to go home.
Yes, yeah, but there's a lot of other people that say, you know, somebody was holding up a sign that said, "Run like the bar is closed." Right. The bars don't close here in Memphis. They're
they
open.
do not.
I think Beale Street's going to make a lot of money right now, and it's a good thing.
But we want to no. We want you to take that money that you're going to give in the bars
to imbibe
and make sure that you give some of that to St. Jude,
that's
because
correct.
that is why we're here. We're here for the kids, and we want to make sure that no child dies from cancer, and we want to make sure that all these kids have a chance to grow up and experience everything that life has to offer, and that is why we're all here, and that is why all of these runners are here, and all these people supporting St. Jude. It's just an amazing weekend.
It is an amazing weekend, and we want to thank all the partners involved in getting this production on the air. Of course, Flow Sports for getting it out there to more than 22 states. Of course, WMC Action News 5 for providing the technical expertise and all the equipment, and also the people that it takes to do this. You see the sponsors there. You get a chance to support
any of those. Yes, please do,
because they're right-minded in having what they want to do, you know, in supporting St. Jude. Longtime supporters of St. Jude. And as we leave you for the final time here on the St. Jude Memphis Marathon Weekend presented by Juice Plus, we're going to get a couple of shots around the way and tell you that, you know, this has just been an awesome thing. If you ever get a chance to participate in an event like this, whether you're running, walking, doing the 5K, the 10K, or whatever it is, just come enjoy yourself and reach into your pocket a little bit and give so somebody can live. We remember one of my favorite things, one thing that was really tough was hearing that mother say, "We came here and St. Jude saved my child's life."
Saved my child.
Yes, saved my child. That's as you look at the start of the race, all the way from the start to the finish, we've still got runners on the course, but it's going to be a great end. And we all appreciate you. Thank you for joining us here at the St. Jude Memphis Marathon Weekend. Carrie, we will hopefully see you next year right here in Memphis.